Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 10?
10, yeah.
Holy cow, the big 1-0.
It keeps getting one bigger every week.
Yep.
Wow.
Jesus.
I guess we'll just start right into the swing of things. We don't have any rich banter today because the main topic is going to take way forever.
Oh, it's going to be a long one.
Extremely forever. But let's just hop right in. We're going to start off with the Magic news since we're going to start with Tyler not contributing, and then we're going to end for the last hour and a half of me doing nothing. So, it'll even out. But so Freeman, why don't you explain what announcement was made suddenly a few days ago?
So it was about 2-3 days ago before we recorded this that Wizards put out an article about their new structure for rewarding, not tournament level play, like store level play, FNM, standard showdown, the kind of things they want you in on the weekends for to play these standard events. They announced that with the success of the double-sided foil token they gave out as an additional perk to pre-release for Shadows over Innistrad, or was it Eldritch Moon? They decided, people must love these more than normal promos. Let's get rid of FNM promos and start giving out double-sided foil tokens.
Yep.
And this is splitting the community down the middle. It's splitting me down the middle here.
I don't think it's down the middle. I remember I was just listening to the MTG Goldfish podcast today, and Saffron Olive was like, I did a poll on my Twitter, obviously not scientific, but it was about 4-1. About 80% said, I don't like this.
Having promos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're seeing more enfranchised players like us are definitely, we want FNM promos. These are good cards. These are cool printings. Another chance at alternate art foil cards. But the thing is, with new players who Wizards is constantly trying to get, this is pulling kind of well with them. And I'd be lying if I told you I didn't want foil spirit tokens for my black-white tokens.
So Tyler, here's the to break it down, try to be even simpler than what Freeman said.
Let's break it down.
Friday night is Friday Night Magic, which is usually standard but can be whatever the store wants. It's sometimes modern or something. And every month, Wizards has a different card that they have special art. If you've ever seen the shooting star symbol on a card where the set symbol is, and it's usually foil, and those are the Friday Night Magic promo cards
that you get for winning the Friday Night Magic event.
Yeah, and they usually sell for extra because now sometimes they're crappy cards. They've actually had a long string of bad cards until recently, when then they did Fatal Push is coming up, and Aether Hub. Those are both fantastic, and I need those.
They're very good in standard, as well as other formats. I know, obviously Fatal Push is good in pretty much every format it's legal in.
Yeah.
But Aether Hub is played in Commander. It is used for anything related to energy because of how few energy cards
honestly,
are.
you could even say it's used in Modern a little bit, probably.
I haven't seen anything yet. Most decks would rather use Tendo Ice Bridge because there is a weird interaction. The energy is a triggered ability that can be responded to, whereas the Ice Bridge just gets a counter. But
whatever.
Nonetheless, these cards are played.
Yeah.
Last two were.
Yeah, for a while though, there were cards that absolutely no one gave a shit about.
Yeah.
But so on Sunday, Wizards announced we're not doing those promos anymore, which they've been doing for years and years. We're instead going to start giving double-sided foil tokens, which have a different art for the same type of token on each side, or not even the same. No one really knows because they've only done this once before.
Yeah.
So
honestly, this feels like kind of a short-sighted decision on Wizards' behalf. Like they've even said, we can print a shitty uncommon, but you're always going to need zombie tokens, and they are right. I am always going to need zombie tokens, but I'm not going to need the 8th FNM promo of zombie tokens. Like there's only so much they can do with this.
Yeah. Plus,
it's very short-sighted.
The other thing that would be nice is I think people really, really cared about when the promos were good, they were really good. Like Tyler, you might have even seen Path to Exile or
that one was great.
Serum Visions. These are cards that are staples in Modern, and they did promos of them, and I'm sure it helped boost. This was 2 years ago, but they definitely helped boost people in because when it's good cards, people care and they want to have the cool art card that they can either sell or just use.
Right.
This
is how it usually goes.
I'm not gonna lie. I've won 2 FNMs. They were in the same month, and both of them we had Elvish Mystic as the promo during that month.
Nice.
But as a standard player, that felt amazing. It felt like this is a real prize. Like yeah, Elvish Mystic's an uncommon. All the FNM promos have been uncommon for the last X number of years. But it felt cool to get a card that is actually playable that says, look, I've won an FNM. And that was cool for me as a player. And I'm annoyed because other players aren't going to experience that anymore. That was the thing that got me to start brewing more decks after my first standard decks. I'm like, well, I got to win with different decks. I got to win again. And that hooked me into Magic. And players are not going to get that anymore. It's going to be like, oh, look, it's a token.
Now, it is cool.
It is. But
definitely. But
one of the things I know Wedge of the Mana Source was talking about it is that you don't need official Wizards of the Coast tokens to play this game.
Yeah.
You can use anything to be a token, but you need official Wizards of the Coast cards.
Like, Tyler,
to play
you've
the
seen
game.
how many times we just flip over a card from the graveyard or use dice or something, and it's like, oh, that's a token.
I don't know. It sounds
we
like
don't do
it's
this at
supposed to
competitive
be
REL for anyone who cares.
just one of those like, oh hey, this is kind of like a nice thing. I get like having something featured in your deck, but I guess like tokens can be featured a little bit more, right? Because you could always see them.
You're not
off
wrong.
The side, maybe.
You're definitely not wrong, but the counter argument is it's still just a token. Like then you need like 5 of them. They like the first one they ever did with this for was zombies, where it was just 2 different artworks of 2/2 zombies. But if you want to see both of those artworks, or if you want to have a bunch, then you have to buy a bunch of those tokens. Those tokens can go way above 4. Whereas everything else is like, oh, I need 4 of these. That's it. Like, theoretically, I could buy them if I wanted to. Or it's like, oh, here's one of them, maybe 2. Maybe you only have one of a card in your deck, though. And it's like, wow, that's cool. But, I don't know. Anyway, but they also announced that standard showdown packs are going to have cool, like, artworks that, like, lands that have not been printed in foil before.
Oh, the Rebecca Gay lands. They're going to look amazing in foil.
Tyler, she's one of the most famous Magic artists for, like, all of its history. And she's actually a real world kind of famous artist, apparently.
Everything she does is great.
Yeah, people love her artwork. So
dope ass artwork.
They are she did a cycle of basic lands for the Commander set last year. And in the first standard showdown pack where it's going to be possible, they are putting a foil version of one of her lands in there as an added incentive. But I don't know. I feel like anything you get as a bonus is cool, but maybe have like second place be the token. Like Wizards keeps doing well. Why not have more stuff out there?
Yeah, one of the things the professor had said was, why don't you make the token like an entry prize or something along those lines, something to get people to want to come and not necessarily want to win.
Yeah.
One of the things they quoted for why they didn't want FNM promos is if there was a good card, a lot of competitive players would show up for it.
Yeah, because then they show up and they power through.
And they power through and they make it fun for casuals. But the thing is, if you want to pull in casuals, give them the door prize. That was one of my favorite things about going to release day, was there was always this release day promo that our store always had way too many of. It was usually a shitty card, but you were getting a free rare. One of them was like Dictator of the Twin Gods. It was a pretty cool card. You can find a million Commander decks to try to just double damage. And it's cool that I have a release day promo of that, and it made me want to just go to the store more. And that's how these programs should work. They should want to pull people in. I don't think that decreasing the quality of the grand prize is going to do that.
Yeah, because there is that. Their argument is, oh, we want to make it better for casuals, but
there are a number of ways you could just do that model.
Like having been at the store for the pre-release the other night, there's always going to be competitive people who go there and want to power through to win, just to win. They don't even care what the prize is. So it's kind of like, really? Is this what you should be doing right now? Anyway, we can get off the topic, but it's kind of disappointing because there's a lot of cool artwork also that has come out of this. Like a lot of cool versions of these cards that were promos. Like Tyler, you've probably seen me play it. That gold land from Kaladesh that I always play that makes an energy.
Maybe.
It's got like cool blue tubes all over it, and it looks like a big machine tower.
Probably.
You probably have seen it. It's really cool. It's the promo that they're doing, that one of the last ones that looks really cool.
They just finished it.
And they have alternate artwork that's also sick. Like different but equally awesome. And there's a lot of cards like Path to Exile. Serum Visions doesn't look good, but that's an odd one out. But even if the cards weren't amazing, the art was almost always good. And it sucks that now it's like, oh, look, more zombie tokens, more soldier tokens, more stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, no one's gonna want that. No one's gonna really care as much about tokens as they would.
I think that line that
Like
Freeman
regular
mentioned
cards.
is very apt, where it's you can play the game without tokens, and you can easily forget tokens, and you can still play Magic. If you forget your promo version of a real card, you can't play the deck.
yeah.
Anyway, on to the next topic. Go ahead, Tyler.
So
Kingdom Hearts is darkness. All right, now you gotta say it. Now you
Sorry,
gotta say
Freeman.
it,
I thought
Freeman.
Tyler
I'd say
added
Kingdom
this.
Hearts this time. Oh no, I threw this one on there.
We
This one
both
felt
did.
like out of left field because Disney's D23 event where they show off all their video games happened this weekend, and there was no fanfare going in because this was going to be like the 15th year in a row that we didn't hear about Kingdom Hearts 3.
15th year.
But lo and behold, they decided to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. They showed up a new trailer featuring Toy Story as a playable world.
Which is surprising.
I
It's
actually heard
very
about that.
I
surprising.
knew there was going to be at least one Pixar world. I just
How?
didn't. What do you mean, how did I know?
How did you know?
Because it's
They say
CG. It's CG. Besides, Pixar is Disney these days.
Well, yeah, but man, I didn't know. Who knew? Because we've had
Apparently Freeman
Pixar
knew.
movies.
There you go. You just
So there were
answered
rumors
my
that it was
question.
going to be a Bug's Life, but
Ugh.
No one. All
That'd be
right,
a
I
terrible
love
idea.
A Bug's Life. Don't ever say ugh to me.
No,
and my
I know
friends.
it's not. It's not. I'm not saying the movie, but really, is that a franchise we should be propping up right now in the new Kingdom Hearts game, Bugs
no,
Life?
it's all about the world. They wanted just
all about the
interesting
world.
worlds to do because they only do the same one so many times before it's not very interesting. And I can already tell. I don't think they want to go back to the Lion King as their one.
Do they change what
Everyone's
the
an
world
animal
looks
world.
like when they do it again?
So between 1 and 2, a little bit. Like there are different
Somewhat.
areas of the same world. A lot of the repeats, like
Unless you're talking about Atlantica,
yeah, which was very different because it suddenly became a rhythm game in the second
it
one.
just became a rhythm game. You didn't really do anything.
Yeah, but the worlds generally do look different. Or do have a different gimmick. I know Hercules has been pretty similar, and they already showed Hercules coming back as a world because it's kind of classic.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be like a staple. That's a staple of the franchise at this
It is.
point.
But the real important thing about them showing up Kingdom Hearts was they announced a tentative release date of
Nope.
end of 2018.
Nope, don't believe
So I
it.
saw that. I'm like, why are they lying? Why are they lying to my face like this? This is
Yeah, See,
annoying.
that's what I'm saying. Because they've been saying this shit since like what? What was the first time they actually were like, "Oh, hey guys, look, Kingdom Hearts. It's also coming out for the Xbox One," and it looks so different.
Yeah.
It's so much more different than it does now.
All I know is Square has literally never hit their first announced release date. They announced it was that stupid Kingdom Hearts 2.8 final chapter prologue bullshit, which was a remaster of 2 games and a glorified.
I was like,
tech
guess
demo.
what though? We're getting another one.
That thing was scheduled for like December 28th to play on that 2.8, and they fucked it up and they missed their release window and had to push it back to like end of February. But they already made posters and shit for Comic-Con, so there were all these signs up saying that it comes out December 28th. Except whatever event it was on January 8th, so it had already passed. There's all these signs advertising a game that isn't out yet. Because
Yeah.
this is what Square Enix does.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand how the production cycle is like working. Like, I don't understand how it's gotten this far without. Is it because Tetsuya is like
Because
working on so many
Tetsuya
fucking
Nomura
projects?
Should not be a video game director. He is at best a
Yeah.
character designer. That's what he's always done. That's what he's
is
done
a-
well in all of his games.
Except you know what though? I
What?
looked at these. Well, you know, I can't even. No, never mind. I was gonna bust on the
Is he
Batman
like- and-
figurines, but it's not even his fault that the figures didn't turn out that nice looking.
Are you talking about the ones that he designed?
Yeah, he designed like the Batman and
Oh, these didn't look very
Catwoman
good.
ones. It looked cool, but like the concept looked cool. But then you look at the actual figure and you're like, holy hell, what is this?
That
Too many zippers. Actually, no, there's no zippers on here. But he does have that like the armor from Birth by Sleep kind of helmet going. For
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool design.
It's a cool design, but like, yeah, do you see the actual figure though? It looks cheaply made, and the colors that they use are not.
Oh,
Like,
it
it
looks
looks
like brown, not black.
Yeah, it looks like a very cheap dime store version of it, and it costs like, I don't know, like $50.
150, 250.
Yeah,
Must
like, yeah,
Yo,
it's not worth.
The card shop near here has it for 230.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah, And you know what though? Here's my feelings. I'm not gonna be excited about this game until I have the game in my hands. Until then, it could be coming out for another 10 years from
until
now.
I'm physically holding that box, this game doesn't exist. Watching trailers for a game that's coming out 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I've been saying that to myself since 2006.
Like, it's nice though, that they have all this gameplay. Like, okay, Pixar isn't off limits either. Like, that's cool and all. I just need this game though.
Yep.
Because Kingdom Hearts is light.
All right, I want to move on to the next topic.
Sure.
Hey, I'm back in the podcast.
Only for a little bit, Tim.
You're tearing me apart,
Yeah,
Tim.
really.
So yesterday, the art/movie subreddit got a hold of the Disaster Artist poster. For anyone who doesn't know, the Disaster Artist was a book based on the making of the renowned, world-famous movie The Room.
The Room.
Well, hi, Mark.
Tommy Wiseau.
And I forget, Tyler, you remember the name of the author of the book?
Oh yeah, Greg Sinestro, the actor who plays Mark
Yeah.
in The Room.
He had an autobiography of the events that occurred during the filming of The Room. And
now James Franco's like, hey, let's make a movie.
it's like, yo, let's make a movie out of this.
James Franco and
Seth
what's his
Rogen.
brother's name? Yeah, and Seth Rogen.
Oh, the other Franco.
The other Franco brother. Sorry, don't remember his name.
So I did not watch this teaser yet, but I have heard that it is out. And I was literally checking Twitter while you guys were talking, and CinemaSins just tweeted it out too. So
Look,
Yeah.
I had low expectations going in, and it looks pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it looks pretty shitty, but then again, it's supposed to be really shitty because if you see, you know what the subject matter is.
Yeah, like I said, I can't wait because I know most people haven't read the book. My coworker from my last job, he turned me on to it, and I didn't even know this book existed. He's like, "Wait, you've watched the movie like so many times, you didn't even know this book existed." So I had to read it, and it's so funny. But I will say though, like there are some things I don't know that the movie will touch on, like, and I won't go into it to spoil anything. But there are some things that like Tommy Wiseau does, and you're like, holy shit, like he's kind of like wow, this is crazy. He actually did this.
this guy's nuts.
Especially to some of like the talent, like he wasn't like a good person, so to speak, and like they'll probably touch on that. But a lot of the
good guy.
he's not what you would call a good person, but like man, most of the scenarios are just hilarious. Like you can't.
Oh,
I couldn't stop like physically laughing while I was reading the book.
very nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, I'll probably want to watch it, but I just have not done anything with it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hype this. I'm just gonna wait for it to come out and watch it because
we all watched The Room together.
yeah, we're all in the know.
We are all in it. Actually, that reminded me, we should all talk after this about other things coming up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Actually, it is not here nor there because we're recording this a day early because we're heading home for that camping trip. Me and my girlfriend. So we got to talk about that after we're done.
All right.
Camping trip.
Stuff to figure out.
So
Anyway,
moving on.
the final major topic. Something happened on Sunday in addition to the Magic the Gathering news. We had a show premiere, but not just any show.
It was a fabulous show.
It's the show to end all
The
shows.
show.
It's Game of Thrones, baby.
Yeah.
The big one, season 7 returns, and man, did it return on a strong opening scene.
Yeah. Wait, do we want? We don't want to give out spoilers.
I mean, we can do.
Spoiler less. Because all right, if you watch the last episode of season 6, you kind of already know what happens in season 7's opening scene 'cause it's in the past.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. We'll do this as spoiler free as possible. Arya was badass.
Yeah, that was pretty. Oh, now I'm remembering. Yeah.
How do you forget that?
Because I forget everything, dude. I have the
What
worst
the hell?
memory
That
ever.
was like
content after that scene.
My memory is trash. Okay, I remember
Holy
the scene
shit.
exactly now, but I always forget it in the beginning.
that scene was fire. Even though like, no, I'm not. I can't say it.
Should we just do it? It's gonna be really hard to talk about this if we don't talk about it.
No, we can't.
No, we won't. We won't. Because
Our listeners.
this isn't like
The spoiler cast.
Yeah, this is. This isn't
We
like
don't assume people
Castlevania
know.
where it's the whole thing. This is like, hey, we're not going to do this every week.
We're
every
deep
week.
in the show.
It's not going to be like every week. Oh, guys, guess what? This is a spoiler season. No, it's not. We're not turning this into a Game of Thrones podcast for the next 10 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Are you
fine.
sure about that? I turned this into the
No.
Waifu Wars podcast.
Okay,
for
here's
5
the
weeks.
one thing
No.
I'll say
I'm joking.
to spark controversy without saying anything. I thought the episode was really good. I did not like the last 5 minutes.
I don't think anyone did. Nothing happened.
Damn.
Leslie loved it. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Of course,
it's great."
Leslie loved it.
And Tyler, look.
I thought it was cool.
See? No.
I thought it was
Okay.
alright,
No, no, no,
man.
no,
If it didn't end on that stupid last line to tease you for the next episode.
Yeah, that
with
was
the,
a little. No,
it
it's teasing.
begins.
It's teasing for the whole season. Let's be clear. But, I think that scene could have been cut down a lot. I think, actually. So here's how I'm gonna put it. Leslie said to me when I said I didn't really love it, she's like, "Well, it's this big payoff scene for basically the whole
Yeah,
show."
for Danny, yeah.
Now,
She finally made it, dude.
but here's my counter argument. This show has, watching this later, it'll be fine, but right now, everyone who's watching it currently is coming off of not watching for like a year. So
You can't have a payoff right at the beginning when nothing's
doesn't
happened yet.
you can think back and be like, yeah, I remember all the years of watching this. This has really taken a while, but like you need time to build up the hype week to week to make you feel it again. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to say, man, that was really exciting because this has been building up for so many years. But we just got back into it and you're already trying to, like, I feel like that could have happened in like episode 2 to get us back in the mood. You know what I mean? We haven't watched Game of Thrones in a year. We're not back in all the way yet. Give us a week to kind of feel our way back in.
I don't know.
So,
I guess
I'll-
I'm just trying to wonder, like, because that's where she is right now.
I know. I
That is
feel
where
like,
she is right now.
I
But
feel like you could have almost,
not had her in this episode.
yeah, or have the final
But you
shot be
couldn't.
the boat.
What do you mean you couldn't?
You couldn't. Everybody
We-
had to be in this episode.
No, fuck that. That's
No,
stupid.
no, you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
no,
did.
you know what?
No, you don't.
You know what?
Everybody.
Hold on.
Everybody had to
Tyler,
be in it.
Where
Tyler,
was Varys in
Even
this episode?
Sam was in the freaking
Yeah,
episode.
no.
And I hated that.
Freeman. Here's the other thing. These two were bitching about how much Sam was in the episode, even though that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Dude, Sam was
What
fine.
the hell?
I just couldn't
Absolutely
take how
not.
much
He was
literal
useless.
actual poop was in that sequence.
Freeman,
though.
we're
Nothing
gonna
important happened.
Freeman, we're gonna be on Team Sam, and they're gonna be on Team Boring Episode Ending because holy shit, that's
The
so
only
true.
thing you get is that the end of the last Sam scene.
Boring
That's
that
the only
that
important
montage
thing.
was fucking great.
It kind of cements what he's been doing the last
Yeah.
year.
That's fine.
No,
But I
everything
didn't
he
wanna
did was
see it.
great. The little
There's nothing
No one
cameo.
important.
wanted to see the shit because he doesn't want to see it either. That was the point.
God
No,
damn it. No, that's not what I'm saying.
The cameo
Jesus.
was great. His whole development was great. It's just like the books. We had a book where we focused on all the big stuff. Now we need to find out what Sam's been doing and learning.
No, winter came. I want this war. We've
Get
been
the
waiting for
fuck
this
out of here,
war.
Tyler. This
Shut
war,
up.
Tyler, this war's not coming. They're gonna
No.
drag it out as long as
No,
frickin'
no,
possible.
No,
Prediction: there's a war at this
No.
castle at the ocean by like.
no.
No,
The
that's
fourth
the
or
season
fifth-
finale. Don't
There's
play.
no way they're going to drag it out a whole season.
You think they
No.
can't. You think they can't.
They've only got
I
13
know they
episodes
can.
left.
I
but they
hope
can't
they
be
won't,
doing
but I
this.
bet they could. I
They
bet
don't
they'll
have
try.
time to mess around like this.
Keep in
This
mind,
is-
You think they
whenever
don't
they
have
end
time?
this season,
They-
they've got 6 episodes after that to resolve
Tyler,
everything.
Tyler, you can't complain about this episode having nothing in it and then say they don't have time. If they didn't have time, they wouldn't have done today the
such
episode.
bullshit. Okay, fine. You're right, but still.
I
Like Sam,
Tuh.
like that was such a lot of wasted screen time.
no,
it
it
really was.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
no,
it was.
wasn't.
What was he doing? Explain to
He
me.
was going through so much shit. Look at
Actual shit.
all the literal
But we
shit Sam had to
learned
go through.
literally nothing.
You don't
The
need
stuff
to.
that he learned.
Tyler, this is what I
was
was just
already
talking about.
told to
You
him.
need to get back into the show. How do you get back into the show? You kill people, which they certainly did in the beginning, and
Yeah.
then you need people dealing with bad situations and still pushing through the hardship to learn what they need to learn.
Which I got from everybody else, but I like once
That's
again.
what Sam's whole thing was.
But he learned shit that he already got told.
He didn't
No,
know
he-
there was dragon glass at, what is it, Dragonstone?
Yeah.
Fucking Stannis told him. Stannis was there.
No, he didn't. Stannis never said there's all this dragon glass.
Dude, up until now, dragon glass has literally just been an ornament.
Yeah. No one gave a shit about it before.
God damn it.
Tyler, they wouldn't have made such a
saying.
huge deal about it if it wasn't like, oh shit, we didn't know this before.
What, did he tell him in the books or something?
Literally,
that
when I
might
was...
have been.
Okay, we watched this on HBO Go because we don't have TV in our apartment because it's a waste. But
Yeah.
in the tagline of the episode, it was like, Danny comes home, Sam learns important shit. And it's like, what else? Why else would they have had him there?
No.
It's so important.
Absolutely not.
Tyler,
That's my opinion, though.
They need more reason to make
no.
Danny and John work together.
That's fine, which they can do. But I didn't need... All I needed was the 2 scenes. I just needed him looking at the book and saying, oh, aha. And then that last scene where he's like, oh, cameo.
But that doesn't tell you what Sam's been doing and living through this whole time.
It doesn't.
That doesn't
I didn't need to know any of that stuff.
Yes, you did.
I didn't care. No one gives a shit about Sam.
No. Oh my.
What are you talking?
All right, we're moving on.
I said it.
We're
No one
moving on.
cares.
Character of the show.
Not a single
Tyler,
person cares.
Tyler, he's literally like the audience stand-in for all the nerds who are watching the show.
Oh Lord, stop!
Like,
Don't even.
What? Yeah,
don't even.
What are you talking about? Of course he is.
The nerd stand-in.
He is. What
He
is?
is.
How is that not true?
Oh my God. He's the guy in the chair, huh? Is that what you're saying?
What?
Spooderman referenced him. Come on.
Goddamn.
Spooderman.
This goes way back.
You saw Spider-Man. Dude in the chair. I know. It goes. That's a super deep joke.
No, I
Super
no,
deep
I
joke.
understand what you mean. That's funny. I totally get what you mean. That's
Guy in the chair. You all should go watch Spider-Man. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Tyler and Leslie saw it since, and Leslie was texting me before the credits were over. I'm like, did you like the last end credit scene? She's like, we're not done with the credits yet.
Dude, I felt violated. God. I felt wrong. Like, I didn't know how to feel. Like that.
I felt hysteria. Val and I were laughing so hard. There were points in that movie where we were dying. It was fucking great.
I was crying inside though, because Captain America was right.
Dude.
Captain America was right.
Patience, Tyler.
We're sheep. We're actually sheep. And
all right.
we just take it.
All right.
Now I'm confused what you're talking
Whatever.
about.
That's okay. Mini topics. Esports edition.
We're moving on.
Oh, we got some random video topics.
While I open a window because I'm dying of heat stroke.
Oh, shit. You want to do this one?
Oh, what? Doomfist? Oh, I actually didn't see this because you added... Well, because we tried out Doomfist. Oh, yeah, we talked about that last week.
First, the news story is Doomfist is officially coming out next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So everyone, get ready for this. Get ready for the meta to get fucked up. Get ready to not actually play him in any game mode for the next month because everyone's trying to insta-lock him.
Yeah, that's basically it. And I think we covered like how he would probably do, like what he'd do to the meta and shit like that.
Yeah, we covered that last week.
There are bans in Overwatch, right? Or no?
No.
I can't see in League. I can't imagine. I want to see a statistic of how many games in the first 2 weeks get dodged every time the new champion gets banned immediately by someone who's like, fuck the new champion players. They're all terrible. And then immediately one of those people's like, I'm going to rage quit.
I mean, the thing about Overwatch is you pick a character, you're not locked into it. You can swap at any point in the match. So the idea is...
And you can all play the same character.
No, only in certain...
Anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, only in certain game types you can.
They realized it was a little unbalanced. So
well, then every single game mode, every single one of those at the very least is going to be, hey, look, we're
new
all
one on each
Doomfist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Doom.
That's how the PTR was.
Yeah, but I think that one thing that you said, that it might force Farah out a lot more. I think that's a true statement. I think that might do that.
Force her? Oh, you mean like force her into play?
Yeah, like when someone...
She's not getting forced out of the meta.
Forced out of the meta. She's not in the meta.
Not forced out of the meta. Like during match, like someone picks Doomfist and like, oh, time to go Farah because he can literally do absolute shit against this Farah.
Yeah, you just gotta avoid that tiger uppercut. And you're good.
Yeah.
So.
Just saying, man.
Other mini topic.
So Arc System Games, who is currently getting praised for their work on Dragon Ball Z Fighters, which
Yeah, boy, with good
hyped for,
reason.
they announced another fighting game from, I assume this is their B team. This is a crossover game between a couple established fighting game series and one not so established. It's a crossover between BlazBlue, their in-house game, Persona 4, which they worked on, Persona 4 Arena, Under Night in Birth, which I've never played, and the last one, which hasn't actually had its own video game yet, is Ruby.
Fuck, I thought this was a
Damn.
joke. Oh
No,
my
this is
God.
real. Ruby is the fourth member of the crossover, and this is weird because they haven't had a standalone game yet. Everyone's kind of getting excited. Everyone who's a true weeb like myself is saying, "What is this American shit doing in my glorious Japanese fighting game?" But it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Arc System Games has been really fucking shit up with their fighters, which brings me to the next point, that the fighting game community is really disappointed with how Marvel vs. Capcom is looking.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I think a Marvel vs. Capcom game is just gonna be dead on arrival. Like, it has so much high quality competition surrounding it.
It really does. It was already limping along, and then DBZ was shown off, and everyone's like, "Fuck this! DBZ looks so good."
Yeah, right. And their most recent trailers just made the game not. I would not be surprised if was it Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate or whatever it is.
I don't remember.
If this new one is just dead when it comes out.
Oh, the Infinite.
They're cutting characters too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's less, and they're gonna add them back in probably as either like DLC packs or seasonal shit.
Well, no, I think a bunch of the DLC leaked already.
This is
But
dumb.
also,
it's not out yet, and the DLC's planned.
Well, that's what always happens. But
it's dumb.
But
it's dumb
the
too.
big hit is the lack of interesting characters in that game. And the fact that there's no X-Men, which is sucky because Wolverine has been a headliner for that series since day one.
He's always been a classic character.
Swiss cheese!
Who are the
Swiss cheese! Berserker Barrage!
Berserker Barrage!
But it's like him, Captain America. Who's the other Marvel person? There's usually 3 and 3, like, on the covers. It's
Mega Man X has been on for a couple.
That's Capcom. I'm talking about Capcom.
Oh, it's over the Marvel side. I thought you meant
Capcom is always Ryu.
Oh, yeah. But for the Marvel side, it's always Iron Man, Captain America.
And Wolverine?
Wolverine and sometimes Spider-Man are like the big 4.
Spider-Man.
There you go. That's
from Marvel side.
But, like, to not have Wolverine in the game just seems stupid.
Weird. Yeah, it's gonna feel weird too.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But then everyone's like, "Oh, there's probably a deal with Fox to get them in DLC in like a season 2 or something."
Maybe.
Because that's all Swiss cheese now. I mean, that's why this game no one thought would even happen, because there's so many licensing deals that have to happen to get all these characters in here. Fucking Darkstalkers. What? Why? Freeman, what is Darkstalkers? Because every time this game comes up, it's like, oh, cool, Darkstalkers is in here. There hasn't been a Darkstalkers game in like 20 years, but this is great.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you, because I don't play Darkstalkers. I just listen to people hype about it all the time.
I don't know who the fuck this Morrigan is, but she's in every one of these games, always a highlight of the trailer. Like, I remember when 3 was coming out, and it's like her versus Iron Man as one of the 3 fights in the initial trailer.
It was originally a platform. I don't know what it is now.
Like,
but all I can say is
this character? Who cares?
There's 2 reasons.
Yeah, I never played it. I never
Morrigan.
played.
Why?
There's 2 reasons.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. The emphasis helped.
Is it for the plot?
It's for the plot.
Gotcha.
There's 2 big plot points right in front of her.
2 big plot points.
Staring right at you.
All right, Tyler, take the last one.
What's the last one? Oh yeah, Evo. Evo was this past weekend.
Didn't get a chance to watch.
For all of you who do not know, is the biggest fighting tournament, at least in America.
It's probably worldwide.
I think it's the world, yeah, because you got people from all over the world coming out.
I mean,
too.
Evo's like the MLG of fighting games. It's just the phrase you know, I think.
Yeah, if any fighting game that's worth a damn is pretty much out there.
I mean, that's the only reason Smash still exists.
Yeah, in fact, me and my friends and I, we were watching the Melee tournaments.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, wow, oh my god.
I guess it was all Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff
yo, there was one Jigglypuff, and man, that was such a boring match. I'm trying to remember who won Evo. It wasn't anyone. It was the one main dude from Sweden, and he played Peach, and he did so well. Yo, man,
No, I'm
you
kidding.
beat out all of America.
No, you know, it'd be a
America's shameful
sick.
right now.
You know, it'd be an amazing thing if Evo had like a gauntlet series. Who can win the Evo Gauntlet? 5 hidden fighting games.
Oh,
Oh
like,
God.
oh, that'd be weird.
You have a
Oh, yeah,
half hour to
Armada.
practice this fighting game. At like they announce, okay, here's game 1. In a half hour, we're gonna have tournament, and you got to just be ready to go as soon as that tournament starts. And then if you win your round, you go on to the next game. And you have a half hour to practice this game.
That'd be
That'd be
fun.
cool.
I mean, I know. There's this one guy. I don't know if he probably still plays. This guy named Sonic Fox. He competes in.
I feel like
Mortal
Freeman's mentioned that
Kombat.
name before.
He's
Never.
extremely popular.
Or I've
Well,
heard
like
some-
he's
I don't
like one of the top fighting game people.
know.
So
okay,
he plays Injustice and he plays Mortal Kombat,
makes sense.
and he's both. Yeah, right. And he's like number 1 on both of them.
Again, makes sense.
Yo, it was great. Last year, he effectively was it last year or the year before? Shit, I think it was the year before. Yeah, he basically
Last
made
year,
this
wait,
dude.
maybe last year.
No, yeah, no, it was the year before. He played this tournament, this MKX tournament against this guy. I forgot who he was, but he made this dude basically lose his contract, like lose his sponsorship.
Oof.
The dude rage quit so much. He's like, no, the only reason why this dude won against me
Oh, I
is he
heard
used this
this.
fucking guy. Yeah.
He's like,
And so
if
he's like-
you use this character, so I get to pick your character and I get to be this character, and he's like, fine, and then he still
And he
3-0'd him
fucking
or whatever.
demolished him.
Like, it
and
wasn't
he
even
got
close. I've
dropped.
heard about this.
Yeah, and he got dropped by his sponsor because he was talking shit.
All right, Friedman. Take it.
It's
your
time.
corner.
It's
Yep.
time. We're in the corner with the weeb shit. So it was like right after we ended the podcast last week, this strange news announcement came out that Crunchyroll is partnering with NBC Universal, they're a Japanese group, to co-produce anime. Now, this announcement came at a really weird time because Sony announced that they were considering purchasing Funimation, who's Crunchyroll's current business partner. So if Sony and NBC Universal are now competing with each other to pick up these American companies to co-produce anime with Western media appeal,
Good lord.
this is just a fucking weird time to be alive because this has never happened.
Good lord. This is
Like,
I never imagined this.
this is
Crunchyroll's
just
too
odd.
successful, man.
I mean,
True.
Crunchyroll, I forget what show it was that they had like helped co-fund something for, but Crunchyroll has like dabbled in partnering with studios before. But this is
Wait.
weird that Universal approached them about this
They did? How do they know that? How do we know that?
because it said in the article that NBC approached Crunchyroll.
Okay, well, I didn't
Anyway,
know.
but point is,
I don't read that shit, no.
Universal currently has a license for like very random shows. Like they pick up like random. I like to call them boob animes. That's what they are. There's one thing that's important about the show, and it's there's boobs. And for some
Are we
reason,
talking about Seven Deadly Sins right now?
no,
Are we moving
there's
on
not
to
that
that?
many
That's next
boobs in that show.
story, Tyler. Jeez.
That's
I
fine.
know, because I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, no. But I mean, Universal owns random ones of these shows they pick up cheap licenses for. So I think they're trying to just partner with Crunchyroll to either pick up as Jason one or make new shows using whatever resource they have. But on to the next topic because Tyler's so interested in
hyped.
it.
Whoa, now, whoa, hey, whoa, now.
7 Deadly Season 2 movie.
Seven Deadly Sins, the Netflix exclusive anime series, which I enjoyed it. I highly recommend you watch it.
I'm
Okay,
sure
thank
you
you.
did.
Because it keeps
It's-
popping up every time, like when we watch Castlevania. Why don't you try 7 Deadly Sins next?
No,
The only problem with Seven Deadly Sins, and well, actually, Tyler, did you want to say something before I just went off here?
I don't like it.
Good.
Like aside from the visual appeals that the show has, I'm not like a fan of it.
Did you watch the whole first season?
No, I didn't.
So see, I watched by episode 16. I thought it was dumb. A coworker had recommended the show to me, and he's the kind of guy who only likes shows where the main characters are OP and never have any kind of struggle. And that's exactly what this show is. It's just like, Sword Art Online, Aldnoah Zero, Irregular at Magic High School. It's about this OP main character who can't lose, and every episode, you're like, there's no way he still can't be losing. Like by episode 5, he gets poisoned by this doctor who gives him 5 times the lethal dosage of 5 different poisons. And he's unconscious, like, he has 5 minutes till he's dead. Dude just gets up and starts fighting people while he's under 25 lethal dosages of poison. And I told my coworker, I'm like, this show fucking sucks. He goes, why? I'm like, the main character can't die. And he's like, yes, he can. I'm like, no, he can't. He was literally just poisoned 25 times and proceeded to beat up the 3rd-ranked fighter in the whole nation.
That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
But what happens is towards the end, like, shit, the main character is too strong. Let's make everyone busted overpowered so that they're on roughly the same playing field. And once they got to the end fights of the series where everyone's just like crazy powerful, it was enjoyable because it started having good shonen fights. So if they can follow through with that power level moving forward, it'll be pretty good. But the real news was, despite Netflix branding the OVA series as season 2, Seven Deadly Sins getting an actual season 2 starting next January, which means 6 months later, when it's done airing in Japan, it'll come out on Netflix, possibly dubbed, possibly not. But there's also a movie. I don't know when any of the shit is coming out, but if you like Seven Deadly Sins, be on the lookout.
So this is happening, and we don't know anything else. Goodbye.
We don't know shit, but it's coming out.
We know exactly when it'll be out in Japan for the pirates, but if you decide that you want to legally watch this show through the company that decides to pay real money to buy these shows, you'll never fucking know when it comes out, because that's Netflix's business model.
Speaking
Moving
of
on.
movies, though.
They showed off, there was only a 30-second teaser, but a poster for a live-action Bleach movie.
Ugh.
Now, this is
Oh,
weird
yeah.
because Bleach is not a currently running manga.
I was gonna say Bleach is over.
I don't know who's paying money to advertise the Bleach series, but someone out there said, "Oh man, we got to make a Bleach live-action movie."
Holy shit.
From the quick teaser, it looks kind of cool. The character's outfit is pretty close to how it should have been from the manga, but I did not realize how goofy it would look in real life.
Wait, wasn't this teaser? Didn't it come out like a while ago?
This is like a week ago.
Oh, was it a
We
week
got
ago?
the teaser trailer. The poster came out.
Holy shit! Oh, that's right. I saw the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be bad. Most Japanese anime adaptations are.
As a man who's seen almost how many episodes were in the anime?
I think it almost hit 300 when it ended.
Yeah, something like
Or
that. As a
something.
man who's watched every single, I'm definitely not seeing this. I'll be real.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the Attack on Titan movie and skip it and be very happy at the end because that movie was terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the last topic, and this one came out during the middle of the day today, but in order to promote Splatoon, Nintendo is having an online Splatoon anime that's starting
God.
global streaming in August.
Jesus.
That was a sentence I never thought I would ever say.
Hell
and
no.
That's real
Hey
news.
man, Splatoon is a fun game, right?
Oh no, don't get me wrong. It's a great game.
Man,
I just can't believe they're making an anime out of it.
true. Oh,
That
And
is
that's-
nuts.
That's the weeb shit. There you go.
All right. Well, that's everything. So we are going to take our break, our regularly scheduled break. And when we return, it's time for these two to throw down for hours and hours and hours about the best of the PlayStation 2. So be sure to come back in a second. And we're back. Another short break. This is going to be a long one. We're going to have to stop very infrequently.
Don't worry,
Is
there's
there
a ton of these games we haven't played.
There are a fuck ton of games on this list. Because everything under the sun came out for the PS2.
yo, the PlayStation 2, man, was
There
a
are
great
currently
console.
2,501 games on this list. That is what
We're not
Wikipedia
going
says.
through all.
We're not going
No.
through all of these.
All right, get started, boys. Let's just jump right in. Best game.
Hack.
Oh, while you guys pick your first one, I guess. This is going to be just like the other two, where we're going to try to clarify the best game for the console, and this is exclusives. Now, there was some question about whether or not remakes, games that were remade, like God of War and things like that, could be counted because they get remade. The decision has been made by an unknown power okay, that they're fine, especially after Halo was remade. But
Yeah,
We'll call it the Halo clause.
it's
the Halo clause.
as the game was on this console, not in its final form. But as the game was on this console, is it still the best? Like if God of War 1 was the best game on the console, which it isn't, but which is why I threw it out there.
Rabble.
All right, get to rabbling. Pick a game.
All right, Tyler, do you play the Dot Hack series?
No, I was gonna ask you.
So I own like 3 of them, but I haven't started it yet. My
Ah,
close buddy
shit.
who I hang out on Mondays, we talk about the series a lot because he's a big fan of it. And it's unique in that this is a single-player RPG that pretends you're in an MMO.
Mhm.
Literally on the first
Yeah, I mean-
fucking game, Friedman.
What?
I've wanted
it's a cool
to.
series, but
It is
let's
cool.
move on.
I just never
I
played
just
it.
want to give a quick note. Hey, did you ever play this game 007 Agent Under Fire?
Fuck you. Go to hell.
All right. When are we getting this? Games we
So
played?
funny. You hear that,
Wait,
listeners?
wait.
He's the greatest. What?
Oh my God, keep going. There's too many games for this
There's
shit.
so many with the letter A that I haven't played. Jesus
Oh yeah, Ace
Christ.
Combat. There's
Ace
solid
Combat's
games.
good.
but
Tyler,
I'm
there's
not gonna
50
get
Cent
into 'em.
Bulletproof.
Yeah, 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Not even an exclusive,
Game
can't talk about
sucks.
it.
Yo, you know what game's actually good though?
Did you actually
Blood on
play
the
it?
Sand, and I'm not gonna say
Dude,
any
Blood in
more
the
than
Sand's a
that.
good game.
Blood on the Sand was amazing.
Ace Combat, I played one of these games. It was fun.
Which one?
Yeah, they're
I don't
solid
remember
games.
which one I played.
Also,
One of
they
the- I
make
played
a
it on
6, yeah, but
PC.
not for PS2.
Deep Escape. Yeah, I made it all the way down to AP.
Damn, you're going faster than I am. Ugh.
Altered Beast,
fuck
I've heard
these
that
games?
name. I don't know
Play-
much
Holy
about
shit,
it.
there's so many games in here I've never even heard of.
That's saying Ape Escape. I never played 3, but I played 1 and 2 on the PS1, and those were good games.
Armored Core is supposed to be good. It's also
Never
made by
played 'em.
Oh,
FromSoft.
mech fight games, right? Yeah, dude,
Yes.
this is from that mech game era.
See, it
The
wasn't
mech
just
game
the
era.
Xbox
That
full of
wasn't
mech
just the
games.
Xbox.
It was
Jeez, I
everybody.
didn't notice.
Everybody had fuck tons of
Um,
Beat Mania. There's a lot of those.
there's a lot of Beat Manias.
Alright, I
Oh,
never-
there's
Wait, what the
Berserk.
fuck is
What
this?
the hell?
Hold on. So the thing about Beatmania is
Oh
I
my
never saw that it was on PS2. That's like an arcade exclusive game. I guess it was because DDR did so well they brought that to the US, but there's like 15 of them.
So scrolling through, I saw Berserk, Millennium Falcon, Hen Sima Senki
Hell
no
yeah!
what the
I don't know what
hell?
the hell that
I
means.
thought that
I've
was
read
Berserk
everything.
Millennium Falcon Han Solo as my eyes flew over.
Man, you might as well be right.
I was like, what the fuck is this game?
Millennium. I don't know what the Millennium Empire arc is. Wait, is it the?
Chapter of the Holy Demon War.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I think this might take
What the
place.
hell?
I think it's after. It's referencing after the Golden Age arc. I think that's what it's referencing.
Speaking of
It's
Bleach, there's the 4
you know what?
Bleach
I think-
games exclusive to PlayStation 2.
Man.
Dude, those are the
Yeah.
fighting ones. These were the good ones.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think they did come. No, maybe they didn't come out in the US.
There were
Point is,
Bomberman
these
games exclusive to the PlayStation.
these were good ones.
Huh. I never saw these.
We still haven't
Bomberman
found anything of
Hardball?
note
What
for
the-
you guys.
Dude, there still is nothing. There's so many.
What do you mean,
fucking
Bratz?
games.
Girls Really Rock?
Okay,
Yeah, of
you're
course.
off the podcast.
Wait, was
forever.
Bully not? Bully wasn't.
Bully
exclusive?
wasn't. Bully
Oh,
wasn't.
man,
It
it
was
came
also
out
on
never-
PC, right?
Oh,
no,
they
it's
came
also
out.
on
PC.
You know what? It came out the end of the PS2's life cycle, so it bled into the next generation of consoles.
Yeah.
But that was one of those games that first came out for it. Like, I have a couple games we're going to talk about where they first came out for PS2 and, like, a year later they came out.
Clock
for
Tower
Wii.
3. I've seen videos about the Clock Tower series. That's about
Oh
all I
yeah, I
know.
was wondering. I always wanted to know how this game was. I was never for like point and click adventure games though. But I think this
Oh,
one was
this-
slightly different though.
Yo, it's Cowboy Bebop.
Which was probably released in Japan, of course.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Only in Japan.
Probably. Is it exclusive?
There's very little
I've
information
literally
about it.
never heard about this game.
Yeah, me either, and I love
It's a shooting
Cowboys.
puzzle
Crime
game.
Life
Alright.
Gang Wars. That sounds
Blackjack
great.
mini games.
Oh god.
Dance Dance. God, so many fucking Dance
I
Dance.
expected to find a
So many
a lot
Dance
more.
Dance games.
Dude, these fucking rhythm games for PS2. They
Yo,
were.
have you
just-
played Dark Cloud, Friedman?
No, I haven't.
No, I've wanted to know how this game was forever.
this
I
one?
just never got around to beat
Everyone
it.
I know loves this.
What, Dark Cloud?
Yeah, I have two
Yeah.
buddies who all they do is just play old RPGs, and this one I've seen them play a lot.
Maybe one
work
day.
on this
Maybe
one.
one day I'll get on it. Level 5, and the publishers was Sony Computer.
Oh, okay.
Still not recognizing
No.
any games as I scroll
No.
through. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Hell yes!
Isn't that the good one?
Yes.
Okay.
Budokai 1 and
Those-
Budokai 3 are good.
The Budokai games are
2,
really, I thought they were
not
good.
so much.
What about Tenkaichi?
I haven't played
So,
that one.
so I played the sequel on Wii because it co-launched between Wii and PS2. The Tenkaichi series, it's not like a 2D fighter. It's more like an over-the-shoulder, but it's meant to be like you versus AI.
Hmm.
If you fight another person, it has to be split screen. But it was pretty cool because it had better like flight mechanics.
Hmm.
I liked it. It was a cool series.
Oh, what the fuck? Dragon Quest. I didn't play a lot of Dragon Quest 8, but I was like, I could have sworn that this was an exclusive.
Dude, with Dragon Quest Yangus.
8.
And it was, though, but I guess it got ported later onto the 3DS?
See, this doesn't count. The 3DS didn't come out till years later.
Yeah, I don't know. I
yeah,
remember
that's
this was
when
kind of
Isle-
cool, though, because it also came with a demo of Final Fantasy 12.
Oh, really?
Wow,
Yeah, it
yeah,
did.
this came out 10 years later on the 3DS in Japan.
Yeah, I don't
this
know
list is
why.
bullshit.
What the fuck are we gonna do? Wikipedia doesn't distinguish, and
Whatever,
outside of
we'll
you guys
have to
knowing this,
distinguish.
it doesn't do anything.
So Tyler, did you play 8?
Look,
Yeah, I played a little bit. I have 8.
look,
Is this the one that's like super grindy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it wasn't gonna win. Let's keep going.
Damn, it wasn't good.
Look,
I
we're
mean,
not
he's
talking about the
right.
merits of why these games are good but not good enough.
There's too many
Yeah.
fucking games on this list.
There's not that many. We're already like a third of the way through. We've talked about
Yeah, we're
nothing.
already through D's.
Yeah, because
We're
none
already
of
into
these
E's.
names mean anything. What were any of these games?
I don't know.
PS2 had so
Driving
many
on-
games because so many of them were fucking trash.
Damn.
Yes,
shots fired.
Like
Yeah.
iToy though. No,
Oh my god.
but the
Like,
iToy.
Enthusia Professional Racing. This literally has like 2 lines of text on its fucking page. Oh my god.
Let's see here. Fatal Frame. Did anyone play the Fatal Frame games? I feel like hold on, I need to see
I've
this
seen
They
one.
like
released one for
clips.
Wii, right?
Oh no, it was also on
There's
the
been a
Xbox.
bunch everywhere.
Okay.
It's a cool concept.
Look,
though.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
10 and 10
Here
too.
we go. Here we go. We
Jesus.
can talk about
These games
some.
aren't that good. Let's skip them.
Get the what did
Hey, if you're
I'm
Spoony,
joking,
you
I'm
think they're
joking.
terrible.
I'm just trolling you. This is the first game we really want to talk about. Let's be real here. I played PS2 for 2 things: the RPGs and the Metal Gear Solid series.
No, Freeman,
And
but
man.
Spoony says they're terrible, so it doesn't.
Look, Spoonie says
Well,
a lot of games are
Spoonie's-
terrible.
on some other shit. And it doesn't matter because he's not on YouTube anymore.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
You're not really wrong.
So I'm almost tempted to restart 10 again because I jumped into it late, and then the remake came out for PS3, and I started again. But now I don't play my PS3 anymore that much because now my PS4 is downstairs. So I might buy the remaster again and start 10 over again because this game is fun. It's got a fun active time battle system that kind of
No,
reminds.
what do you mean? It's not
you-
active. It's turn-based.
That's sort of. I mean,
What do you mean, sort of?
it is turn-based, but still has like the timer mechanic in it.
What timer mechanic?
Am I forgetting this?
Yes. You're thinking 10-2.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
10-2
oh my
did
god,
that.
Friedman.
See, yeah, maybe you should play the game again.
Jeez.
Maybe you should. See, this.
All right,
this is
Tyler,
something
you talk about why you like 10, because I just embarrassed the shit out of myself.
10 is great, man. It's got everything. It's got a whiny teenage kid
Oh,
And
hell yeah, dude.
and a badass dude who drinks nothing but alcohol.
Dude, that's legit.
It's amazing. I love this game. Like, in fact, this is the first Final Fantasy games I ever beat. Fun fact about me. I don't know, stuff about like I really enjoyed the world and I liked the lore and the
Music
way.
was solid.
Yeah, it was just really cool. Like, it had. I know it was a linear game, right? You look back on it, it's actually kind of like more of a linear game, but it had that illusion that it was kind of more open world, and it kind of was. Like, once you got to a certain point, there were so many things that you could do, especially once you got to the airship. Like, not only could you go back and you could talk to different people and you'll get different scenes, but like you can also get like the ultimate weapons, and you can explore certain parts of the world that you might not be able to traditionally find on foot.
I just want to chime in just because you said that, because a lot of people don't realize this, but that's how every Final Fantasy has basically been. You do
Yeah.
have free roam of the world, but generally speaking, the only place you have to go is the next spot, even if you're on the open world map. And it's always, once you get the big access, whether it's leaving Midgar and Final Fantasy, not Midgar,
Midgar
leaving
and 7.
Midgar and 7,
Yeah.
the first time you get any kind of vehicle in Final Fantasy 4, it always starts off like, yeah, you may have had the open world, but it always starts off kind of linear, and then the game opens up to you at a certain point. And with 10, it's a little more obvious than because the hallways are
Get
kind
a
of apparent.
list.
It's not as apparent
Yeah,
as
and the
13,
hallways.
but
I mean, it's
it
not
does
like,
open up.
I mean, that's almost every open world game though. It's like, hey, here's where you need to go, but I don't really, but you could do whatever
Yeah.
you want. No, I don't care. Just I'm going.
I
to
know,
the
but I'm
next
saying
point.
like I don't like criticizing Final Fantasy 4 because that's literally what every game in the series has been.
But
Even
that's
if you
almost
can
that's
roam
what I'm
the open
saying.
world, there's nowhere to go.
That's what I'm saying. There's almost you can't like you can criticize almost any open world game like that because they almost all have that problem.
Yeah, but like the way it's presented in 10, right? It's like a lot of the areas in 7 or 8, like a lot of like the PlayStation 1 ones and 12, they kind of give you that openness, right? Like it feels a lot more open, right? There isn't a lot of camera changes. Like the camera kind of like goes with you.
Oh yeah, like it's not like a top-down screen that swaps out. The screen kind of follows you through, or it doesn't even know. In 10, it's like fixed.
At some points it's fixed, but it feels a lot smaller. Like the towns don't feel like towns so much, right?
that's
Like
kind
they
of a
feel
problem
very
with-
small.
That's sort of a problem with the newer Final Fantasy, that they don't want to put all this effort into doing like a full render of a realistic town when you're there for a save point and a shop.
Right.
And that was a lot of that was limited to the PS2. They didn't want to figure out how to push that. I don't remember how they did it in 11, if they really showed a lot of bustling town, or not 11, sorry, 12.
12, yeah, they did a lot of different things with 12. Like it was almost like a completely different game. Well, I'm assuming they modeled it. I never really did any official research, but I'm assuming they modeled it after 11. They just took basically 11 and like, all right, we're going to turn this into a single player campaign. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Because I played 14, and I'm like, man, it's almost like I'm reliving 12 again to a certain extent. But that's just how I feel.
I'm actually looking forward to playing 12 for PS4, the new one, Zodiac Age.
Oh, yeah.
So it comes out.
I mean, I'm not getting it because...
Is it already out?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, it is.
It
All right,
came
cool.
out last week, actually. See, I didn't care about it because I already own the game. So...
I mean, I'm currently playing like the best JRPG of 2017, so...
See?
Yeah.
See, and honestly, I don't think they, in my opinion, because, all right, we can, we can move on to 12. I don't feel like talking about 10-2. It was...
10-2 is... It's... I want to say it's more of the same, but it's not even. It's different. It's capitalizing. It's literally 13-2. It's just capitalizing on, oh, you like the first one? Throw us some more money, because we barely developed the sequel.
I thought the story was not good either. And also, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, I think Spoonie did say something about that, where, because Yuna, right? Yuna is the reason why Sin doesn't come back anymore. Her and her posse is the reason why nothing bad will happen from Sin or Yu Yevon ever again, but everybody shits on her. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, haha, you're this sphere hunter. Oh, you're like the lowest of the totem pole. Fuck you, Yuna. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm surprised she's not high royalty because of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's a weird character motivation and a weird spot the world put her in. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, this is the Square Enix sequel situation. They always try to completely change your perception of how a character was in the previous game, but this one was a little too much. Yuna was both in how she was regarded and how she played off as a character was very different in 10-2.
Yeah. So fuck 10-2. We're moving to 12 because I fucking love that game.
Dude,
also,
12, the combat system in 12 was so different.
It was, especially with the Gambit system.
Yeah.
Gambit system was a game changer.
So why isn't it listed as an exclusive?
Because 12 got technical. All right, so the new version is a technical remake.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
For PS4, even though it's a different game. Whereas 10 and 10-2 have been remastered for PC, PS3, and PS4, and it's still listed as an exclusive here.
Yeah, it's really strange. But yeah, Final Fantasy 12 didn't get a like Freeman said, a remaster literally up until just recently.
Yeah, up until now, I think it wasn't even available as a PS2 classic. You had to be playing it on a PS2 to enjoy it again.
Which I'm surprised people were I saw a lot of hype for the Zodiac Age.
A lot of people are very remember 12 very fondly.
But that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. My friends aren't the general populace of the Final Fantasy
it's very, very
franchise.
One. Either you love it or you can't stand it.
Yeah, and most of my friends don't like it. I only have maybe a couple friends who enjoyed it.
I'm pretty sure at the start of his 13 review, Spoonie throws a line out there about how he's definitely not a fan of 2 either. Or 12.
Or 12,
sorry.
you mean?
12.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game.
I'll tell you right now.
That's the thing about Final Fantasies with most fans is their favorite is always their first one. And every game they compare to it. And Square Enix intentionally says the next one is going to be different every single time. So a lot of people are just disappointed because it's not like their favorite Final Fantasy.
That's the thing, though.
12
Final
is very
Fantasy
different.
10 isn't really my favorite. It was my first one. But it wasn't my first exposure to Final Fantasy, but it was the first one I've actually gone through, really seriously sat down and played through it.
Oh, beat through extra stuff.
Yeah,
and followed it all the way through to the end and got engrossed in the plot.
And 7 was the second one I played, and I liked that one more than 10. And then I played 8, and I almost had an aneurysm.
Yeah, we followed a very similar pattern. Mine was I played 4 for DS, loved it. Then played 7, also loved it. Then played 8, and got mad.
That was fucking terrible.
And then I
The
loved
goddamn
13.
junction system is literally the worst. It's the worst.
Holy
It's the
shit.
worst
It's a
RPG
dumb-
mechanic I have
It's
ever
a dumb
witnessed.
mechanic.
Spoonie
and
did a
it's
video
stupid.
on 8 also, but it's from way early when he was pretty fresh, so it's a lot of the footage is kind of shitty and it's not amazing.
I mean, I'm willing to watch it. Like, I'm willing to watch anything.
I'll watch
that
anybody's
rips
shit
apart.
on 8. Just don't touch 10.
Actually, man, I've had a professor, and this professor, if you're watching this, I can't remember if I have you on Facebook or anything, but man, I remember when he said, man, Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite Final Fantasy ever, and we were all like, wait, what? Excuse me? What about it? He's like, Squall is the best written character of all time. I'm
my
like,
fucking God.
stop, no.
This is the kind of guy that thinks like 7 Deadly Sins has
no.
well-written protagonists.
No. I'm sorry, y'all. Cloud's pretty good, but Squall's the best Final Fantasy character of all time.
Oh God! Well,
my
you know
God.
what?
Back
I'll
the old
say it
meme.
right now. I'll be the first to say like, Cloud is not that great of a character. I think he's interesting. He's got like his interesting nuances.
But he's got
But
cool
man,
character design.
He's such a oh God. He's just ugh.
Dude, he's a
He's
Super
so
Saiyan with a
cringy.
giant greatsword.
He's so cringy.
Like he is though. I mean, not as much as Squall. Squall's like a bitch boy.
Well, hold on one second. Everyone has this like perception of Cloud that he's super like depressed and emo.
He's
But
not.
But
He's
in
not.
the game, he's not. Like he was that way in Advent Children, Kingdom Hearts, and that's it. Like
Yeah, like
actual
oh,
Indian
Cloud goes
is
to
a
Hot
pretty solid
Topic and
character.
becomes an emo kid.
Yeah,
For
right.
like the rest of the franchise. When he wasn't like that. He was this very, at the beginning at least, like
He's kind of a
first
straight-laced
3, 4
soldier at the beginning.
actually he's very like bombastic, just like or like what confident.
Yeah.
He goes in and he's like, all right, I did the job, Barrett. Give me my fucking money because I'm the best. And then he's like, and then Tiff is like, oh come on, man, like don't be like that. He's like, no, I'm awesome.
Oh.
Until he finds out that like oh shit, my life's a lie.
My life is a lie.
Vegetable. And then he actually becomes a vegetable.
But even
for,
then, he doesn't
like,
get depressed. He's so like optimistic going into the ending. He's like, "We have our team. We can do this." Like he's not like depressed about the end of the world,
yeah.
We can
Like
do
he-
this. We can.
like he is
win.
in the movie. But
Yeah, I don't know what changed him. I think it was just I don't know, Bullet for My Valentine and My Chemical Romance were really big at the time. It was like 2005.
all right, so we've been on Final Fantasy for a bit. Let's get back to PS2.
Yo,
Fine,
that My
Final Fantasy
Chemical
12 is
Romance
good.
factor. Don't forget that.
But man, all right, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think Final Fantasy 12 is gonna really be in the runner for me. I think
Between
it was
12
good.
and 10, I'm saying you like 10 better.
Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna say 10 was better. Only because I
Oh,
keep going back to
shit.
10. I go
Yeah.
back to 10 a lot more than 12.
Hmm.
What about
Absolutely.
you?
I like 10 better. The
Yeah.
Combat System 12 is cool, but I don't know. It doesn't.
All right,
It
let's-
doesn't feel like Final Fantasy.
See,
I'll
the
just
real
say,
question though is how's Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel, whatever the hell that is.
I've
my
never
God,
played
you're
it.
So far now. Is that? Oh man, which one was this one?
Or
I
Fu-
remember seeing this. In
Oh, this one.
Blockbuster.
Or Full
No.
Metal Alchemist: The Curse of the Crimson Elixir.
Not a very good game. It's like a
Yeah.
beat 'em up style game.
Oh,
Damn.
Most of these are bad.
damn, man.
I remember seeing these in Blockbuster. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't
Did it.
fucking anime that I know have good video games. Jesus. Just because I only know
Sorry.
like 3 anime.
Only because I know 3
Good
anime.
luck.
Yo, God of War 1 and 2, I played those games.
Oh, are we there?
Yeah,
Are we
I
there?
am.
Are we at
Well,
God
I
of
am,
War?
but I'm also
Oh,
just
okay.
skipping because I don't know any shit.
Oh,
I don't know any
Yo, man, I love God. Man,
I didn't get a chance to play these until the remaster, or not the remaster, the re-release bundle on PS3 right
Man.
before.
That's when I got
3
to
came
play
out.
it. The only reason I
Yeah.
own a PS3, Infamous 1, Infamous 2, God of War collections.
Yep.
the
And
God
God
of
of
War
War 3.
game.
Legitimately the only reason I bought a PS3. Back when I was working at Kilroy's Freeman,
Yeah.
I saved my paychecks to buy a PS3.
I remember in
man.
high school when you came over to see if Infamous was good or not.
And I was like, fuck yeah,
Oh,
I
I
love
brought it
this
over, so
lightning
yeah,
power game. Hell yeah,
fucking
dude.
great
This is
game.
mine. Hell yeah, dude. There's my video game.
So
Well, yeah, God of War was like, how do I describe it? It's still the
one of
best
the
in its
best
genre.
games.
How do I describe it? It was the shit.
Yeah,
It was-
basically.
It
Like,
was the shit.
dude, all the finishing moves, everything about that game was the style. Just
Mm-hmm.
it
The
oozed.
writing, the
was
voice
good.
acting, the
voice
sound
acting was
design, the soundtrack, everything in
It was
that
a
game
really, really
was a
strong package.
it was a banger from start to finish.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
It was a
sure
banger.
that most of the reason we have games like that still hanging around today is because of God of War. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's the reason games like that are still around is because God of War was so successful in this, like, linear shoot 'em upper. Now, here's the real question. Which was better, 1 or 2? Just kidding. It's 2.
Damn.
Because in
hold
1,
on,
because I remember in
hold
1,
on.
I was just thinking about it as I was talking, and I remembered, oh yeah, in 1, there was that really shitty bit where you're getting out of Hades, or when you're getting out of the underworld,
Yeah.
and it's like the worst part of that game is
Hey,
so
man.
terrible.
Hold on now.
It's
Back
like this
the
terrible
fun bus.
platforming section, and it
fuck
just
up.
sucks.
It's bad,
It's terrible.
but man, I gotta give it up to the writing in the first game.
I don't
I'm
know.
not saying the one in the second game wasn't bad. Like, it's really good. But
I-
something about the revenge plot in the first one made me all gushy. And, like, I remember playing through the game, like, as a kid, you know, not supposed to be playing this game. But I'm playing through it. And it made me really think about the story. Like, me and my friend were playing through it, and I think we got to... What the fuck did we get to?
I remember staying up until like 4 in the morning, not 4 in the morning, like 2 in the morning before school to try to beat Ares because he was so good. Like, that was one of the hardest fights.
He was a fucking
he was
asshole.
really tough. I was like, oh my god, there's a phase 2? There's a phase 3? God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ares was a bastard. But, like, most of the game, you're like, well, why is he on this revenge quest? And it still had that... It gave you just enough because you're like, man, you really want to just play this game because it's fun. But at the same time, in the back of your head, for 3/4 of the game, you're like, well, what happened? What did Kratos do? What? Oh, I see.
Oh, he killed his family because he's an idiot.
Which is fucked up. Like, it's so fucked up, though, because...
See, 3 is
He
where
doesn't
it goes...
blame himself. He blames Ares.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
bullshit.
That's why 2 is like, oh, maybe he has something here, and then 3's like, nah, he doesn't have anything at all. He's just an asshole.
Yeah. Oh no, but that like they proved that, and I like that in 2 because it just solidified even more that he's just an asshole.
So what you're saying is that 2 is better.
No, what the hell? I never said that. But I like because you know what? I also like the fake out at the end, right? I don't give a shit. Spoilers. This game came out. When did this game come out? 2005. Yeah, 12 years ago. Screw it. At the end, when he's like, when the gods wouldn't let him kill himself, they're like, oh no, nothing will ever let you forget your sins. But, you know, you will become the god of war. He's like, god damn it.
Oh yeah, and then
I'm the god of
immediately,
war.
immediately that all goes down the drain in 2.
Oh yeah,
Like,
which is great.
instantly.
Because that's what would happen. He would get salty. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to screw all these women, and I'm just going to kill all these people.
That's what I live for, man.
Man, living the dream. Kratos lives the dream.
This is what I do, man. I live for this.
I live for this fucking Vin Diesel. And then, yeah, I'm not going to get into God of War 3.
Because it's not
Well,
on
it's
the
not
PS2.
on the
on the
list.
PS2.
It's not on the
Number
console,
2.
Tyler. That's why.
Yo, Gran Turismo 3, my shit.
Gran Turismo 4 was my shit, but
Oh.
I respect your decision for liking 3. They're both good games.
You know why I like Gran Turismo 3, though?
Why? What made it
I
better
used-
for you?
Because I got my Viper up to 300 miles an hour, which is fucking impossible in real life. There's no way. Absolutely none.
I loved the Gran Turismo series. This is the first time I played. I want to call it a real racing game, but more close to like a realistic racing game where it's not Mario Kart.
God,
You
play a
actually
real
have driving
racing game.
mechanics. And
Like Burnout.
the concept of not being able to just press accelerate and make it through every turn blew my mind the first time I played Gran Turismo. Realizing you have to brake before you turn?
Right?
Yeah, right? That blew my
That was
mind. But
good.
yeah, dude, Gran Turismo, on the PS2 at least, this series was great. I love it. I'd still
man.
go back and play the PS2 versions because the PS3 ones, or even the PS4, they're just not as good.
So like, wait, hold on. I need to see something. Did it come out the same time? I'm looking at
What?
San Andreas right now.
Oh, in terms of what year it came out?
Yeah, I can't. It doesn't say because I thought it came out on PS2 before Xbox, but I really can't remember. But I'll tell you right now that that is the game when we get to our multiplayer. That I'm just gonna spoil it for you. That's my game already.
For San Andreas over the others?
San Andreas was that game was perfect.
So my first one was Vice
It's
City.
perfected.
And as you guys both know, I'm really into Vaporwave, so that aesthetic really is where I'm at.
Oh yeah, we could talk about Vice City. I mean, I don't know.
I played that a
I
little.
love Vice City.
I went over to Ed's house under the pretense of I want to play GTA and I can't at home, Ed.
Same, dude. I used to play at Jake's house because my parents wouldn't let me shoot things.
Yeah, let's shout out to all those friends that had
You mean
this
the
game.
friends who were allowed to like watch R-rated stuff and things like that?
Hell yeah, because I wasn't allowed. My dad got really pissed. He's like, "No, what's weird? He allowed me to play like Halo and all these other like really violent games, but he heard on the news. See,
Because
the
you couldn't
news.
shoot hookers in Halo.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, you shoot hookers in this game. It's prostitution. It's wrong." And then he also didn't like the fact that you kill cops. I'm like, you know what? That's valid.
That's
I'll
fair.
give you that.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that. But yeah, man, I love the Grand Theft Auto franchise, except for 4. That game sucked. But Vice City was great. That Vaporwave aesthetic was great, and
Yo.
San Andreas being just adding that soft RPG element to it was just weird. It was so weird, but it was so cool. It was so different, and there's still a lot of features that are not in San Andreas that have never made it to the new games.
I mean that are in
like
San
jetpacks.
Andreas.
Yeah, that are in San
You said
Andreas.
aren't in San Andreas.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. The other way around.
No, I
There's
got what you mean.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff that San Andreas had that didn't make it into the other.
yeah, for some odd reason.
Isn't that why everyone kind of still wants a San Andreas port?
Oh,
Dude, I want
like
a San Andreas
a
port.
remaster.
I
of
love playing the
sorts?
old
Because
one.
isn't it not on PC?
No, it is.
It is.
It's been
Oh,
on PC.
never mind, I lied.
Yeah.
Then it's not.
In
then it'll
fact,
never
do
be
you
dead.
guys not remember that that old controversial mod that was for it? Or
It's with the
Oh,
hot
yeah.
coffee.
yeah, the hot coffee mod. That
Yeah, I
was,
forgot that was a PC thing. For some reason, I
That
thought that
was-
someone had done that on a PlayStation.
Yeah,
That was a critical moment in video game history.
it was.
Yeah.
It made San Andreas into an AO game. That was fucking wild.
Yep.
That was ooh, vapors.
Wait,
All
hold
right.
Wait, is it on Steam?
Yeah,
No
I
way.
think it is. I think it is. Yeah,
Maybe.
It's on iOS.
it is on iOS.
We
You can
gotta
also get
keep
Vice City on iOS.
going.
All right, moving on. We're making good time here.
No, we're not.
The-
We're not
real
even
quick,
half-
what's up
No,
with-
we're not.
Real quick, what's about Guilty Gear? 'Cause we talked about fighting games earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
Guilty Gear is like my favorite, like 2D sprite fighter that's come out in the modern era. Like up until when I played Guilty Gear, up until then, Street Fighter was my only real exposure to the fighting game genre. Guilty Gear is incredibly stylized. This is like the anime fighting game. If you have a chance to play Guilty Gear, I highly recommend. It's got tight game mechanics you'll see in stuff like BlazBlue now because it's still its Arc system work. This was their claim to fame series, and I think I don't know if it started on PS2. I want to say it did, but it got ported to literally everything. It's probably arcade first. The point is, Guilty Gear is great. But the
Moral
next
story,
one on
play
here,
Guilty Gear.
the next one here, Tyler, I know you want to talk about this.
Wait, which game?
The next game under Guilty Gear that starts with a G.
Oh yeah.
The game we literally heard you clacking out to before.
Yeah,
we started.
clacking, dude. I was clacking. All right. Yeah, before the podcast, I was playing Guitar Hero Live. But
Guitar
it started
Hero.
here for me at Guitar Hero. Man, so many wasted. If I wasn't playing Halo, I was playing this game.
Oh
Nothing
my
wrong with
god.
Guitar Hero 2.
That was Val said that's the only game she's ever really been into.
Yeah, oh man, like the soundtrack was good. It was weird though.
You're
was
talking about
always-
Guitar Hero 1, right?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of lumping Guitar Hero 1 and 2 together.
I mean, they
'Cause that,
did they
They're
really
like
change?
before the big boom in Guitar Hero. Those are back like was 2 exclusive
Yeah.
or 2 came out for
2 came
Xbox.
out for 360.
Ooh, but it came
Yeah.
out like the following year.
What, 360?
Actually, not even. It was less than 6 months apart.
Yeah, because that was around the same time that the Xbox came out.
Oh, that's right. 360 came out. PS3 still had like another year, or at least like another half a year before it was out.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, but 1 and 2 are both part of that era before Guitar Hero like exploded. Like 3 was the moment when Guitar Hero was suddenly this mainstream thing that everyone was playing.
yeah, man, and it was kind of weird though, because for some of the games, right? Like I remember Guitar Hero 1, you could tell that the tracks were not the straight rip tracks.
Oh no, they were covers.
Yeah, they're like covers. It was really funny though, but they were still good though. Like the soundtrack was still good. Oh god, I just play that game a lot, and like, I even want to say that this game, like this, actually, these are the games that kind of make it hard for me for the PS2 because it's like right up there with God of War, and just as inspiring for like games. It's also a game that I still go back to every once in a while.
The original
even
one?
today, yeah.
Damn.
Well, actually, I play the 360 one. I play 360 Guitar Hero 2 because it has those extra songs on them. Yeah, like those are the ones that I go back to. Yeah, but oh man, good
That's
stuff.
the real shit.
Yeah, and I play on expert. If y'all want to challenge
what a
me,
champ.
man, I can't even talk about
we
Store
had a fucking
Hero.
sick ass. Remember, Koch?
Dude, all right. So
He
there's one
was
guy who went
Tyler-
to our high school.
Yeah, he was
He
the guy
would go
who
home and just play Guitar Hero
he would practice. What's that song? The super hard song.
through the fire and the flames. There was one of them that was
Tyler-
harder than that on.
That was in
Wii.
3.
Yeah, but he would practice that on expert and get like 98s on it and be like, "Shit, I gotta get this one part down really good." But yeah, I'm
All right,
just
man.
killing it.
All right, man. I'll tell you right now. Tell you right now. Fucking titafaffing shit. It's just that intro. That intro, that like if you get the tapping intro, which is like a skill on its own, and you already play expert, yet like the rest of the song is like super meh.
Really?
Yeah,
What was
like.
Do you know what
Yeah,
the hardest song in 3 is? 'Cause I know there's one that's actually.
Yeah, it's Titafaff. That's the song through
That's
the
the
fire
one.
and flames. Yeah.
No, there's
That-
one. There's one other that this guy used to always tell us was like actually harder.
Now, if you were to what's it called? If you were to get the DLC, there's Devil Went Down to Georgia. There's the that was probably the hardest song on the whole set list, and you couldn't get that. Like that wasn't vanilla either. You had to get a DLC download pack.
Are you sure? Wasn't that the one that you do during like the boss fight with like when you do campaign mode?
Yeah, that's fucking Devil Went Down to Georgia.
I thought that one unlocks.
No, you don't unlock it. You don't unlock the song. All the boss songs, they never gave them to you. You can only play them in the boss fights.
Oh, you had to actually go do the fight.
Yeah, you had to go through the fight, but you couldn't unlock the song though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
you
okay.
Get the song.
So they added it
Only way
later
you
as
could
DLC.
get the solo fight song, right, is if you downloaded a pack. So the only people who could get them, which sucked for PS2 people, if you had an Xbox or a 360 or a PS3, then you were able to get them because they give them out for free.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, and those songs were really hard. I think the Tom Morello one, the first boss fight song, it's very easy up until the very end. The very end of that song got very strange because Tom Morello does this thing like in real life where he like scratches the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like that's really weird, but if you can get that rhythm down, it's fine. It's still weird, but I think the hardest track on Guitar Hero 3, if not Through the Fire and Flames, is Devil Went Down to Georgia, because it's not only a song where you have to show off your skill, it's also an endurance. Like it's like
because it's long. Because like normally the song is you play half and the boss plays half, but in this version it's you play the whole thing.
Yeah. It's just like any other song. You just play it, dude.
Yeah.
You play it from start to finish, and it's like a 5-minute song, and it does nothing but just solo after solo after solo. And if you don't have enough star power, if you're not good at it, you have to ration your star power if you want to get the song.
Carry you through the hard parts.
Yeah.
Control the star power.
Like in 2, if we want to go back to 2, like exclusively, like that, the hardest song in that game was Freebird, mostly because of Solo Eye. Because Solo Eye was a bitch. It's basically a descending scale from green. I think it was green to blue. But yeah, like that, you had to just get the timing. If you fucked up the timing, you were basically gone.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
See, a lot of good stuff. Yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Lots
All
of
right,
stuff.
What else on here looks familiar?
He-Man, Defender of Grayskull.
Half-Life. Not
What is hurdy-gurdy?
I know. I saw it too. I'm like, this is the
Ugh,
dumbest looking
looks-
name.
Looks pretty
Let's
dumb.
see this. How bad
I've
is
never
it?
heard of it. It was published by Eidos.
Oh, look, there's
Yeah.
Ico.
A lot of really good companies
yeah.
publish a lot of weird games.
Ico. Did any of you guys play Ico? I never played
Nope.
Ico.
No, I did not play it. Is that
Played 5
that's-
seconds of Shadows of
it's the
Colossus
same
at my
yeah,
first
Shadows of
girlfriend's
Colossus.
house.
What did you think of Shadows of the Colossus?
Like I said, I played 5 seconds and I think I got stuck almost
Check
immediately
it.
because I
Answer.
couldn't
I didn't
figure out
like
the
it.
controls.
I didn't
The
like Shadow of the
controls weren't
Colossus.
very good, if I remember correctly, which I do. Haha. No, but I feel like I remember the controls being pretty bad.
It was just really
If
hard.
you got
It's very-
through it, it's fine.
I think like objectively, it's a very good game. I respect Shadow as a good game.
Sure. Well, okay, that's totally different. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
the coolest shit ever. Oh, yeah, it's probably pretty good. But no, for me, like, actually,
Right, you didn't like it. Yeah, which is fine because I
I
didn't like
really
it.
don't like it that much because I was playing just for a little while. I was like bored at my first girlfriend's house, and I was like, oh, I'll just try this for 5 minutes because everyone talks mad shit about it. And I'm like, wow, I can't climb this wall right away because I don't know how the controls work. I'm done. And that was
Yeah, I
it.
think the whole point of the game is just the culminating experience. It's
It is,
understandable.
and I totally
I-
get it.
I do
but-
want to sit down when the remake comes out for this and really enjoy it.
But you don't doesn't need a remake. Jack and Daxter.
Jack and
Daxter.
Daxter. When
Oh, man.
Insomniac was like, or was it Insomniac? No, it's SCI. That's right. I'm thinking of what is the other Insomniac game I'm thinking of?
No, you're talking about, wait, is SCS just about, you're talking about Naughty Dog Studios?
Oh yeah, Naughty Dog. Yeah, they're like, yo, fuck this shit. We
Fuck that noise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is with
we're-
them and making these cool series and then ditching them to do something
other
else?
shit, yeah.
Like Uncharted. Well, no, actually, hold on. I didn't realize they were the Last of Us group.
Yeah, they're also the Last of Us.
Naughty Dog just
See-
makes good games.
A friend of mine is really salty at Naughty Dog for this franchise alone. He's like, no, fuck this game, because he heard a rumor that they were gonna start making Jack 4, and then they dropped it to do The Last of Us, and so that's why he never touched The Last of Us. And I'm like,
Really?
that's you're fucking missing out, dude. You're missing out
Damn.
on a fantastic game.
This is not the game to spite hate a studio for.
That's what I'm saying. And he's like, you know what? Uncharted should have done instead of making a third game. They need to make a racing game to close it.
Hell yeah.
Because you noticed that, right? Like Crash
Uncharted,
1 through
yeah,
3.
wins.
Then they had CTR, and then Jack 1 through 3. Then they had a racing game, Jack X. It's like holy shit. But then they're like, oh no, fuck it. We're making all these Uncharted games.
See, Freeman, this is where I said we're not making any progress because we got to about halfway, and now it's like every letter. Oh, look, another game to slam on the brakes. And
Dude, there's
talk
like
about.
nothing. There's oh god, there's so much in the letter K. All right,
Yeah,
let's
talking
see.
about
exactly.
Katamari.
You,
Keep
just said there's,
rolling.
you literally said there's nothing. Oh wait, look at all this.
Look,
Yeah, true. We're in K now.
whatever.
All right, hold
so-
on.
so-
I'll.
Did you play Katamari or am I the only one?
No, I play Katamari. I don't want to talk about it though because the game's like I
I
don't know.
love, dude, it's fun. It's a good time waster.
It is.
It's
but,
one of those you
like-
pop in, you play like a level, and then you go do something else.
Pretty sure I watched Ed play it a little bit. Wasn't it on? Was it also on GameCube or another one was on GameCube or something?
No.
shit, I don't remember.
Okay, I'm
honestly.
probably crazy then. Don't worry.
Probably. No, you're probably right.
One of the
I
No,
can't
sequels
honestly, I
remember.
don't know.
Vita,
it's a
Android,
fun game.
iOS.
I just don't think it's worth
PSP.
that much of a mention.
One was on PS3. They're okay. They haven't really evolved as a series, but the first one was
Yeah.
very uniquely weird game to play at the time. They had
Now-
balls releasing in the US.
I want
That's
to
all
talk about. Oh yeah, especially after its its
Are you talking about the
translation.
zone?
The Killzone.
Get into
Are we
the
moving on to Killzone? Yeah, we can
Killzone.
go- The only thing I want to say about Killzone, I like the game, I like the franchise, but man, it was gutsy on the back of the box. I'll never forget. It said the PlayStation 2's killer app. It's better than Halo. Like that's what its marketing
Oh
was.
yeah, back when they would
It's
do
better than
marketing like that,
Halo,
and they'd be like,
and
"Go
I
look at all this
fucking
shit."
died. I was
That's
rolling.
like the whole series identity is trying to fight Halo for.
It really was.
It was, and guess what?
They lost.
They lost.
PSN sucks. Like at the time, like their Sony Online thing was not good, and also the game was like fun, but it was nowhere near as buttery smooth as Halo was. Nor was World. Like you get into the world, like the Killzone world, and you're like, I really don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't really care either about this Captain Jan, but it's fun. Like these guns are a lot of fun. Like this Hellgast rifle that also shoots as a shotgun. Like they brought secondary fire into the whole like FPS world, and I really like that.
Yeah.
But like it really didn't hold a candle to what Halo was. It just it wasn't.
It wasn't Halo.
It wasn't Halo.
But then there's a game that was Halo.
And it was Halo, yeah.
And it was Halo 2.
No,
And it was Halo 2.
I meant Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
When you walk away, I'll stop.
No, keep singing it. You want to hear me sing?
No, keep
Fucking
singing
Kingdom
it.
Hearts.
Do it.
Kingdom Hearts.
We should just. Do you want to group these together?
1 and 2? Sure. So, like,
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was... Honestly, I was so weirded out when this game came out. I'm like, is this a Disney game or is this Final Fantasy? I don't know.
Yo, I was in denial. I was like, I'm never gonna play this child ass game.
I thought it was a kid's
I'm never
game.
gonna. Yeah, I thought it was a kid's game. I'm like, I'll never play this shit.
You have to
Just
use your
garbage.
hands. That's a game for babies.
When I went to my buddy Eric's house and he was in the middle of a boss fight, and I'm like, what the fuck is Goofy doing? And that was the moment where I'm like,
Whoa.
I need to know what's going on with this game.
Being not useless because he was so good.
Dude, he was the best of those two.
He was the best, but you know who is useless? Fucking Donald.
Donald.
Donald's fucking useless.
Yeah, I'm not going to heal you. I'm just going to spam the wrong attacks right in the opener.
And you know what? That carried over into 2.
That's
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
So, from 1 to 2,
Yeah.
did you like how they changed it, or did you prefer the way 1 was?
So, I kind of liked 1's combat slightly, a little bit more, only because like when you compare it, right? 1 is super slow compared to 2, but it's like you have to think a little bit more, right?
There was
It's
a lot
almost-
more strategy with like blocking.
Yeah, almost kind of like how like an RPG actually plays, right? But it like in essence to me, it really felt like a true action RPG where you still had full control over your movements, you could still dodge things, but at the same time you had like time to react and everything like
You
that.
knew when an enemy was going to do an attack. Like things were telegraphed. You had to be aware of what's going on around you, but it was still it was an action game, but it was kind of, I don't want to say it was turn-based, but it was slow enough that it almost could have been.
Yeah, I guess that's why I liked it. It definitely captured the essence of what an action RPG I feel like should be.
Yeah.
Right, like that's how I feel. But like, man, Kingdom Hearts 2 is so fast paced and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of sparkling lights. You know,
It's very flashy.
The small the ADHD part of my brain is like, holy hell. I mean, I don't have it, but man, do I love colors and explosions and shit.
Yeah,
it's like a Michael Bay movie.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
Going from 1 to 2, I only had like 2 problems with it. And generally, the combat system is why I love Kingdom Hearts. In 1, you were always limited by how much magic you had, and elixirs were like, I don't know if they were expensive, they were rare in the first game. You were literally always out of magic in fights. In Kingdom Hearts 2, they're like, you know what, let's come with a system where once you use up your magic, you have to wait 60 seconds and you have your full bar back. But the problem is, your cure spell uses your full bar. And the cure spell is the only one you want to be using. So you end up not using a lot of magic, only to use your cure and then wait a minute to do anything again.
Yeah.
So magic in Kingdom Hearts 2 really sucked. But the actual, I don't want to say the button mash portion, the actual attacking part was a lot more fun in 2. I loved the drive forms, but I hate how much you had to waste, grinding against enemies to charge up your drive forms to even use them in the first place. Like, when you first get it, you're going to accidentally pop it. So, this is cool, let me use this form. It's an hour and a half of beating up random enemies till you have enough energy to do it a second time at that stage in the game.
Just, especially, late game, when you're like, oh man, I want to grind to get the final form, prepare to just be bored as hell.
Oh, dude, there was this one route you had to run where you just run through, you go into Hercules World, you pop a form, and then you run to the first save point and jump back up to the beginning. It was this dumb loop.
Yeah,
but it was
because
if you didn't do it, you'd spend 2 hours doing random bullshit to unlock the coolest part of the game. Long story short, they fixed it in the new ones. I really like the new magic system for Birth by Sleep that went into the other ones. But in terms of story, real quick, did you think 2 got too convoluted?
Yes.
All right, good. We're in agreement.
Yes. No, I agree, because especially like that's where it starts. I mean, some people can say, "Oh, Chain of Memories is where it starts." No, I think 2 is where it truly begins, and then it just goes downhill from there.
Pretty much.
In the later games, like that's almost why because you start off the game with like, okay, here's Roxas, and you don't know he's a nobody. Spoilers, I don't care. It's been fucking years.
Oh my god! If you get past the opening level, you learn this.
And
that's what I hate about 2 is the opening level.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's stupid.
So
and then when you
boring
find
and
out,
long.
when you find out right what the fucking missing word is, I'm like, seriously, photo. This is the word you guys have been wanting.
God,
it was dumb. I was like, this is stupid, and it takes you like 2 hours to get through before you can even get to the freaking game.
That's the thing that's keeping me from replaying 2 is I never want to play that opening level again.
Because you don't, but you get a dope ass item though if you win the whole tournament thing.
Oh yeah, you get a good,
and you beat Cypher. I forgot his name.
I
just call him Cypher anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's actually Cypher, but like you get that like cool ass belt that gives you resistance to like a bunch of elemental shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And like you keep that, like I kept that shit for a while.
You use that for most of the game.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, outside that, the first it was stupid. then you play the real game. You're like, all right, this game is pretty solid. I like this game. I like Steamboat Mickey Land.
The way they handled the worlds and your character changing stuff for the world is way cooler in 2.
Yeah, like there's very minor changes or none at all in the first game.
Then 2, you had Steamboat World. You had Tron for the first time. You had transforming for the Lion King world.
Oh yeah, Pride
that
Rock.
Was cool.
Yeah.
Pride Rock. And then you had your underwater mini games.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Overall, I love Kingdom Hearts, but I'm probably gonna go with 1 as my favorite between the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, which Sephiroth fight did you like?
Yeah, I got my ass kicked in both of them. I still haven't beaten either, but
really,
I had a easier time learning the patterns in 1, but I still never beat them.
I beat both, and for some reason, something about the Kingdom Hearts 2 Sephiroth, I was like, yo, this is pretty cool.
I must be bad at Kingdom Hearts.
I think because I raged. I don't remember raging so fucking hard at a boss before. Like I actually just got upset. I'm like, fuck this game. Because I was so tired of grinding. I'm like, I don't want to grind anymore.
Oh my god,
this goddamn boss. And I was level 70.
Oh, you're already pretty high up.
Super fucking over leveled. And then he's like, Sin Harvest, Blat, you're dead. Sin Harvest, like no matter what, Sin Harvest will fuck your day up. And anyone who's played Kingdom Hearts 2 fought Sephiroth knows Sin Harvest. Actually, neither one of them, because he uses Sin Harvest in the first game too.
Yeah.
He's actually a piece of shit. All right.
Let's move off Kingdom Hearts.
Going. Yeah.
What do we got?
I made it all the way down to P before I saw anything of note, but
a lot of Japanese titles in here.
On the way.
Wait, hold on. Is this? No, it's not the game I'm thinking.
You want to talk about? No, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid is an exclusive. We should talk about this.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
because it's one of the reasons I bought a PS2.
All right. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid's a great game. Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater, right?
Yeah, those are the two. Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3 were both originally released for PS2 with other enhanced re-releases on other consoles.
So many. Motherfucker. Oh,
shit.
man.
Every single one got one. But so Tyler and I both have very differing perspectives on 2 because I jumped right into the series when 4 came out and played them all in order. So I went from 1 directly into 2. I didn't have to wait for 2. And I know pretty much everyone who had to wait for 2 was pissed that Raiden was the main character.
Yo, man, because when you saw Solid in the fucking jet, you're like, holy shit, he's doing so many cool things.
Why am I stuck here doing all this dumb Raiden shit?
Why am I going around, walking around from big shells, right? When I get like a chump, when I could be flying around in a fighter jet, doing cool shit. I don't know. That was my thing. Like, there were certain nuances about what Raiden did that I did enjoy, and I thought it was a fun game. I really liked that game.
I just love the characterization. I mentioned this before. One time I went to save and I got stuck in a 45-minute speech. But like, there was so much depth to these characters who it was literally just like voice clips over text. And oh my god, I was really invested in the characters of 2.
No, they were good. I also like the twist. Like I enjoy Raiden's backstory. I enjoy his story, but the way in my opinion, they handled him in 2, it was just like he doesn't make sense as a character. Like not completely, but he's got this whiny way about him that I like. Looking at his backstory, right? Especially what you find out about him later on in the game and in 4. You're like, how did he even like get that temperament in the first place?
Yeah.
That's just how I felt. Like I don't know, he can be as whiny as he wanted to. Like I felt like he should have been 4, like how he was in 4. Like I don't give a shit, I'm a cyborg ninja. Like I felt like that's how he should have been. Not a cyborg completely,
but just been like more serious about.
Just a little bit. He could have been a little bit campy. I imagine him like some seriousness with like a touch of camp, right? Like almost kind of like Cloud. I can imagine him being just like Cloud.
Yeah, I can see that.
From the game. Like that's what I imagine his character should be. Very confident in his abilities, which he was, but the way he carried himself was like he was like a little kid.
Kind of. Especially compared to the way Snake was carrying himself, like literally right next to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Story aside, I do want to talk about gameplay of 2 and 3. 2, when I played it, it felt like it was a more improved version of Metal Gear Solid 1. And I didn't really notice it at the time, but when I jumped into 3 and they changed the way your radar system works, I didn't realize, but in 1 and 2, 99% of the time I was staring at the radar in the game, and I wasn't actually looking at what was in front of me. Then when you get to Metal Gear Solid 3, where your radar isn't really that good, and there's alligators in the bushes next to you, you realize, like, you gotta actually learn how to play Metal Gear Solid. Like, that was...
Yeah, pay attention to your surroundings and shit,
the physical controls were all still the same, but it was suddenly, it's like, hey, play the fucking game, not the UI. And that was cool for me. That's partially why I hated 3 in the first hour, because I'm like, fuck, I can't play Metal Gear Solid anymore. And then once
I'm trash.
Something switches, you're like, holy shit, this is so much better than 2. Like, I feel like I'm actually playing Metal Gear Solid now.
Yeah, I also like that shift that they had. Like, not just that, they also added a lot of nuances to make it feel like, oh yeah, you're crawling in the jungle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have to trust your surroundings, right? So
I like mosquitoes or something in the game.
I think there was. You can get sick.
It made you feel like you were actually out in the jungle. Or stuff like the fact that in Metal Gear Solid 2, if you got injured, if you ate a ration, you were fine. In 3, you would like literally fix yourself up if you got shot.
Break your arm, yeah.
Yeah, that was... Man.
That was some realistic shit, which they never put back into the game, which I'm surprised.
Yeah, that was weird.
They could have made that a thing in 4, but they never...
They might have found that like players didn't like the idea of maintaining yourself. As cool as it is to have that realism, some mechanics just aren't fun. I don't know. There were sometimes it would be annoying. I'd go into a fight and I'd accidentally get shot and be like, great, now I have to pop open the menu, apply a bandage, put the flint, or not the flint, the splint on because your arm's injured. It was cool. I understand why they'd say it was tedious.
Yeah.
But yeah. Metal Gear Solid 2 versus Metal Gear Solid 3. What do you say? 3?
I think 3 is better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm biased because of the story and like the characters either. Like I think it was just a lot more like a fun game.
See, I love the plot of 2 relative to the whole series, but 3 is it's a standalone story if you don't play the rest of the series. And it probably is the best gameplay of the pre-Metal Gear Solid 4 games.
Yeah, it was one of those games where, I mean, I think Metal Gear Solid 1, like tactical espionage, the controls.
Oh, for PS1 it was solid.
Yeah, for PS1, it's like, man, if you were to throw that on the PS2, you're like,
yeah.
I can't really play this anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, 3. I thought 3. It's definitely out of the 3, it's my favorite. Out of the first 3 games, it's my favorite.
Yep. All right, let's get moving here.
Yes. What else we got here?
Metal Slug series, didn't play them.
Man, Mobile Suit, yeah, I haven't played them. If I played Monster Hunter more, I probably would comment, but I haven't.
Did any of those come out in the U.S.?
I don't know. Actually.
No.
Oh yeah, didn't really.
Monster 2. Yeah, no. It wasn't until like the more recent
PSP,
ones came out
right?
that everyone started talking about them.
Yeah, I know they
were...
where
it started exploding.
Yeah, because I knew a lot of people who actually played it on the PSP. Let's see here.
MotoGP? No, not the game I'm thinking of.
No, not my game. Screw that.
Holy shit, there's
Tim,
a lot of
you see anything?
NBA,
I
NCAA,
told you
Need
I
for
made it all the way to
Speed,
P before I thought of anything.
NFL
that's even
Blitz.
legitimate.
Holy
It's just
shit.
a joke.
Oh my god, there's so many games that I don't want. Hold on.
Where's
there's
Okami?
so Okami should be listed as a PS2
Yes.
exclusive. It got ported later on to Wii and then re-released on PS3. But Okami was like,
Oh my God.
this was Sony's Legend of Zelda. This was a cool game. Tyler, how much of this did you play?
I didn't play a lot. Actually, funny story. I was trying to get this game from Leslie because she owns it, and for some reason at the time, I think it was like back some years ago, I asked her for it. She's like, "No, you can't play it."
What?
You can't have.
Yeah, she's like, you can't borrow it, and I'm like, but why? But now she lets me borrow everything, so I don't know what the deal is.
Dude, you gotta try it. It's like, as someone who doesn't particularly love Zelda,
she
if you
still
love
has
Zelda,
it.
you will love this game. It is like, it's the same mechanics, but it has the whole like paintbrush mechanic twist to it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But-
I wanted to play it, but I can't just buy it. It's like a $40 game still, $30-$40 game.
Yeah. Well, hold on. You can buy it on PlayStation Network. I would only give it PS3.
Man, I don't want a
It's
digital.
like $10.
copy.
It's
Man.
like $10. It's worth it to play
Man.
this
I ain't
game. This
about
game
that digital.
was beautiful.
I want to play it on the PS2.
All right. Well, let's move on then.
Yeah, we gonna move on. Parappa the Rapper.
Rapper 2.
Hey, you guys found the thing I was sitting on this whole freaking
Oh,
time.
man.
God,
All it
man.
is I know that game exists, and it's about
never
rabbits.
man.
played this game.
It's on PSN. I gotta get this again.
Christ, I don't know.
Hey,
I
it's
don't know how
the
I feel
Ratchet
about it.
Clanks. It's the machine guys.
Oh wait, are we on Ratchet and Clank?
I mean, I don't see anything else unless you want to talk about Pro Evo
Dance?
Soccer or
No.
Radiata
Yeah, so we're gonna talk
stories.
about Ratchet and Clank, and they're like, man, fuck Spyro. We're moving on to the next best thing, and that's Ratchet and Clank, and it really was.
I think it's hilarious that you have the Crash Bandicoot developers and the Spyro developers who are like the big like headlining brands in the PS1 era just ditch it and have their own brand new.
Do we want to do a new
IPs on
IP that's about
PS2?
teaming up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
teaming up, and it's 3D platforming.
This was the
Except,
age of
like-
the team up, like between
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie on the N64 and what was the other one? We were just talking about PS1.
Oh
No,
that
Spyro,
PS1.
Spyro and Crash were alone, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
they
"Hey,
were
Crash,
alone.
you can do a lot of stuff with that Banjo-Kazooie guy." I know it's Banjo and Kazooie.
But
and
the
then
thing
they're
though,
"Hey, let's make
like
team-up
with
games."
them though, they were very. I don't know the way like it almost felt like you were playing like interchanging between both characters. But as far as Jack and Daxter and like Ratchet and Clank, it's almost like they felt like one character
Who
combined.
just talk to themselves.
Yeah, more or less. It's almost like it's like Cortana almost. Well, not like her.
Yep.
She like worked at a very different capacity. But like I feel like you know what I mean. Like it added that.
As a software
buddy-
developer who didn't play Halo when it came out, I thought you were talking about like Windows 10 Cortana. I'm like, what
Oh
are you
Jesus,
talking
no.
about?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Ratchet and Clank. All the way up through Up Your Arsenal. It was really
No,
good.
the names for these games were amazing.
They're
Also-
all just fantastic.
So, side note, after Ratchet and Clank, I just saw another game listed, and I'm like, guess what, guys? When we do the multi-platform episode, Resident Evil 4 is not going to win.
Probably not. I'm fine with Resident Evil 4 not winning.
Yeah, but everyone's like, it's the greatest game ever.
I don't think it's the greatest game. It's like,
A lot of
My
people say
favorite.
things along that. Oh, gee, god damn it.
dude, it
Yeah,
is,
not
man.
a favorite versus best discussion again.
Yeah, it's the favorite versus best, man. I'm telling, man.
Yo,
just 'cause I love
Robot
Resident Evil
Alchemic
4.
Drive. That sounds sick. It
No,
stands
we're
for
talking.
rad.
No. We're stopping for
No,
a second.
fuck
It's
Talking
like,
about
Salt.
Ridge Racer.
Salt, dude. No, we're not talking about Ridge Racer. We're not talking about. We're gonna talk about this game, this shitty game called Resident Evil Outbreak
Oh,
and
boy.
Outbreak File 2. Its bastard child.
All right, so what was the deal with this game?
Why? Oh, this is Resident Evil attempting its first attempt out of its other failed attempts at online gaming.
Oh boy.
How shit it is.
Man,
it's
Resident Evil
terrible.
can't do online, can they?
They can't. They need to stop it because
Yeah.
after this, what else did they try? They tried Umbrella Corps, which was terrible. And then they tried it again, and I think it was, oh my god,
remember,
it was
but
this
shitty.
fast-paced shooter. It wasn't. People can disagree with me all they want, but man, they were all not good, especially this one. And it was supposed to emphasize on like, okay, you're a bunch of survivors, right? Like the concept's kind of interesting, right? And you try to get from one end to the next to survive, almost like Left 4 Dead, obviously, but in a slower paced Resident Evil fashion, right? And if you get infected, then you're slowly going to be infected until you die. And there's no cure, there's no nothing. You're just going to die.
So in unrelated news,
like a
Robot, no, not
Damn.
Robot. Rogue Galaxy has the sickest
Don't
cover
play
art
Outbreak,
ever.
it's terrible, all right?
I've never
That's
played
sick.
Rogue Galaxy, but it has sick cover art.
It does have sick cover art.
From level 5.
We got Eye Patch Guy and Sailboat in Space.
Man, level 5's been blowing up. Let's see what else they did. I need to look at what else they did.
Tyler, we can't get off topic. We're going
No,
slow enough as it-
we're going to keep going.
They've been doing
Yeah,
Nino
no.
Cooney, the Leighton guys.
Oh,
Rule
yeah,
of
no,
Rose. I watched
They had a lot of...
Two Best Friends do a Let's Play of Rule of Rose. That game is creepy and weird as fuck.
Because I saw them come up, though. I'm just curious, because I saw them come up a couple times, like Dark Cloud and like Dragon Quest. I was like, what else did they do?
They've done a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. White Knight Chronicles. Solid game. Nino Cooney, like you said. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we can keep going now.
So back to PS2. What is there down here?
Shadow of the Colossus, which we already talked about, kind of with ICO.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
ICO. Shaman King, Shifter, Shinobi.
So did you play Shadow Hearts?
Well, I know where I
Shadow.
stopped. Oh,
that's
never mind.
midway.
Wait.
Yeah, I know it's coming up. I was concerned that we passed it.
What?
What? Silent Hill 2?
You completely passed by what I wanted to talk about.
What?
Shin Megami Tensei
Oh,
Persona 3
duh,
and Shin Megami
yeah.
Tensei Persona 4.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't know why the fuck how I passed. Oh, you know why?
Because none of them are green, because they've all been re-released
Yeah,
on different platforms
That's right.
after
Very
the
true.
fact, which is bullshit. Because Persona 4 was only released on PS2. It got re-released in its remastered Persona 4 Golden for Vita, which is honestly a different game, along with Persona 3. But Persona 3 was the first time I played an RPG that wasn't a fantasy genre RPG. It was, it could be taking place in downtown Tokyo. And it was very weird because it didn't have your normal gameplay aspects till like 2 hours in. It felt like a dating sim that was secretly a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
And that's what the series has been since it started on PS1. But 3 and 4, 3 was weird because they didn't really know how they want to do the tone. The whole game is about getting close with different people, and that grows your power, but they didn't really do characterization right. You always felt distant from people. Persona 4 was the first game where I ever felt like the side characters were my actual best friends. Like, they felt like real people, to the point that when 4 ended, and at the end of the game, you say goodbye to your friends. Every game ends with you going somewhere and you're there for a year. The saying goodbye scene had me almost tearing up because of how well the characterization in 4 was.
Damn.
I love this game. I love Persona 4. I
Damn,
will
what a
replay it
nerd.
any day of the week after I'm done with 5. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of these. I wish you guys would play them.
When I get the time, I was slowly trudging through Persona 4. I think I told you, like, the dungeon crawling aspect that felt so repetitive just ended up getting to me. And I was like, I'll come back to this. And then I just never ended up getting back
That's
to
the
it.
thing. You need to be able to accept it, because that's all that series is. It used to be a much,
Yeah.
way grindier game. It's gotten less with each one. But I think 5 I've had, the least grinding in it, because they give you extra quests and shit. Whereas in 4, you do have to grind this to a certain degree. But yeah, if you like turn-based combat, the Persona series is really good for that. If you're looking for that something extra that other RPGs don't have, I definitely recommend the series. And if you're doubting where to start in, 4 is definitely the better one to start with.
4 is good. I also own Nocturne, so I was like, I'll get to that too, maybe.
I want to go through the other ones because everyone always says that Nocturne, I think Digital Devil Saga 1 are 2 of the better Shin Megami Tensei games, but Nocturne is supposed to be really hard. Like, no one will
Damn.
shut up about how it's way more ruthless than the Persona series is.
I'm ready, dude.
I don't know if I am. I've suffered enough random one shots in Persona and lost multiple hours of progress.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm ready to like I've only died once in Persona 5 that wasn't to a boss, and I only lost an hour and a half of time, and I forgot about how mad I used to get because that used to be commonplace. If you didn't get one shot, it meant you weren't trying this game. Like,
Damn.
so that's what this game is about. It's about failing. I don't know. You guys like Dark Souls? You'll like this.
I
like
don't.
Dark Souls.
I don't like Dark Souls.
Oh, you guys don't like
I
Dark Souls? You'll hate this.
Souls.
All right, let's move on.
Tyler has external reasons for not liking Dark Souls, though.
Yeah, there are outside forces that like has kind of killed it to me on some sort of level that I don't like
really?
Dark Souls.
It's actually kind of funny. Out of all the old series I get comments on YouTube, Dark Souls is like randomly I get comments on my old Dark Souls LPs. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like highly relevant. People are always talking about
I mean,
it.
I need to restart and I need to replay 3 again because I've replayed both the other ones in the last few months.
Yep. All right.
There is no Star Wars exclusive except for Bombad Racing, which doesn't matter. So
I'm so mad. I just want to take the time to say I'm mad because I forgot that Silent Hill 2 and 3.
Hold on, they don't put any of the Sly Cooper games as exclusives on here.
Wait,
This
what
is
the
BS.
fuck?
They
No, those are games I wanted to play.
The Sly Cooper series is pretty cool. I've only played the first one,
Oh yeah.
but it was cool. Did Sucker Punch ever make a new one, or they just did the re-release? No, because they moved on to Infamous and then died.
Yeah, they moved on to Infinite. Unfortunate. Yeah, they made
Infamous.
What's the shit? Not two. Both 1 and 2 are fun. What was I keep forgetting? Even though I
Second
played
Son.
Second Son. That game was
I want to play
okay.
this to know what it actually happened. Because
Was that game okay or that game was comma okay?
That
okay,
game
no,
was
like,
comma
what's-
okay.
Okay.
That game was
I
comma
heard
okay.
it was just okay. Like 1 was good. 2, a lot of people thought it was better. I personally enjoyed 1 a little more.
No,
but-
like you know what that means, right? Comma okay.
Like
That-
Tyler's about to go off about how good it is.
Oh,
No. I was going off about how super meh it was.
Oh, okay.
He's saying that
Yeah.
game was end of sentence, new
Just making
sentence.
sure.
Okay.
I worded
Yeah.
that wrong. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
So
it was
it's more of like a ... okay.
Yeah, it was enough that they didn't like follow up on it. They had Infamous First Light, and I literally heard nothing about this.
First Light was alright.
They should have stuck with Sly Cooper,
They should have stuck with, but see, that's
or
another
at, least,
reason.
or at least gone back to it. Like, don't worry, I like Infamous, but they shouldn't have killed themselves over it.
They should have just made it a Static Shock game, and everyone would have liked it more.
That's what it was.
Like
Moving
Static
on.
Shock.
Anything else on here we played?
Um,
All the Sonic games were multi-console at this point.
SOCOM.
Well,
I just wanna
I've
talk
made
about
it to the end of the
SOCOM for a
list,
second.
so you guys
You
do
did?
what you want.
SOCOM, just touch on it, like just briefly. Game that was in the running for some of the best game, like online playing on PlayStation. Still didn't make it though. It tried its best, and it continued to try its best. And
I think my
for some
brother played a
reason-
SOCOM game on PSP a little bit,
oh yeah, that one was alright. That was alright for a PSP game.
but that was when he was into PSP for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, man, they had some solid stuff on the PSP, but that's another day. That's another conversation.
God, some of the Suikoden games came out, or Suikoden games came out. I didn't play any of them yet, but it's a very good series.
Spyro: A Hero's
Watch
Tale.
well,
Just
please.
kidding.
Summer
Mhm.
Heat Beach Volleyball. I already know what that game is.
Christ.
Why are there so many of that genre on like PS?
Man, I don't know.
What else is on here? Was all the Telltale games multi-console?
Probably.
I'm just waiting because I'm basically.
Yeah, a
done
bunch
with
of them
this.
were on like.
Tekken? No one played
Dude.
Tekken? Or no one played Tekken?
Dude, I like Tekken, but I played it mostly in the arcade.
Oh shit! Time
Tag one.
Crisis 2 and 3.
Are not
I don't
exclusive.
care.
Again,
I don't-
games I only played in the arcade, but
Yeah, I
still
don't care,
great
man.
games.
It was fuck the arcade.
They were
man. This
also on
was-
GameCube though, dude.
Shh.
I mean, what
Time
about the
Crisis 2 wasn't.
This is
Click
football.
on Time
2002.
Crisis 2 or Time Crisis. Sorry. You know what? I was clicking on Time Splitters. That's my bad.
Time. Oh, you want to talk about Time Splitter? No, that's no. We can't. I can't talk about it until next week. Shit. Because I really want to talk about Time Splitters. Oh, I got so hype. I'm so sorry, audience. Oh man.
Wait, what? Oh, because you want to talk about the sequel?
Time Splitter, man. I just love Time Splitters, man. That was such a good game. Let's see here. Tokyo Extreme Racer. I
Yeah,
want
I'm
to talk
looking at
about this game briefly. So
Look at
this
that
is
aesthetic on this box art.
yeah. So I want to. So this game, wasn't that popular at all, actually. This is back when I was in my car phase. This is back when like I was watching like, oh man, the Fast and Furious movies are so great. You know, I love cars. It was a phase. It was a phase of mine.
A lot of people went through that.
Yeah, and so this was a part of the phase. Except this game was kind of cool in terms of it was one of the first games, at least that I know, that used this mechanic where if you want to drive, like you can drive around, right? Around like the streets of Tokyo, and you're driving around, and your whole objective is to go to different prefectures and find people to race, and you put on your flashers, right, to challenge them to a race, and then you race them for a certain distance. There's
That's
no
cool.
start, no finish. It's just like
Just pass them.
you pass them, and like you go from not even a designated point A to point B. There's just a distance that you guys race for, and it makes for a very interesting experience because it's never a map. It's not always the same places all the time. Like you can start at a certain place and end in a different place that, you know, like different from last time that you tried to race them. And I don't see that from like any other racing game. I think they did that in like Carbon or something like that. Like the later Need for Speed games started to do it, but I really liked it in this game though.
It seems cool.
Yeah, so that's all I had to say about that. It was very interesting. Let's see here.
Anything else on here?
I don't see anything.
There's an exclusive Tribes game. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Ultraman. Vampire Knight.
Yeah, I think I'm
Come
done.
on, Vampire Knight.
Wait, you're actually
That
done,
is
Tyler?
not what I'm thinking of. Yeah, dude, the bottom half of this list is crap.
Like I see a Yu Yu Hakusho, but I really don't care.
No.
I will say Yakuza started on PS2, and I've watched 2 LPs of 2 Yakuza games from the Two Best Friends again, and man, those games look fucking great. They are so goofy and hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Something
those are
here
games
that's
at one
not
point I want to
seen
check out.
exclusive.
That's where that scene came from that I showed you guys.
Dude, Yakuza is totally exclusive. This list is shit. But yeah, dude,
The
Yakuza series is great.
Remember the Yakuza 0 soundtrack I kept playing, Tyler? Or the video I showed you guys?
Oh, God.
motorcycle?
It's so
Yes,
good.
so anime.
So
Yakuza-
anime, but it's
Dude,
so
it was
good.
so good. The rest of that game, fucking amazing. The final boss fight for one of the characters takes place on this giant flaming yacht, and you like throw each other around. Oh, it's fucking great.
All right, so we've reached the end of the list.
Zone of the Enders. That game's supposed to be really fucking good, and I played.
Isn't that a Hideo Kojima game?
Yeah,
It is, and
That's right.
it's supposed to be very good.
Never played it.
never played it, but
It's
it
supposed
looks
to have
really
really
cool.
cool space combat and stuff. I don't know.
Yo, let's do a let's play.
Let's
All you
play.
guys have to do is
Let's
move.
play.
It's like take like a week and move out and just live out here for a week, and we can just blow through all this shit.
Let's get a coordinated let's play weekend to do this.
Right.
All right.
You guys just take like one day off, Friday or Monday. Come out that day. Spend
All
2
right.
solid days out working.
Yeah, that's
Hell
happening.
we'll do it.
All right. But we've
Alrighty.
like reached sort of the end, right? So let's try to.
So considering we
Yes,
have
wrap
yet
it up.
again a scenario where we're only gonna have 2 people voting on this shit.
You don't have any favorites, Tim?
You don't got
Hell no,
any?
dude.
What do you mean you don't? What the? You tell me
I
God
really
of
don't.
War
a couple games.
wasn't the shit.
I didn't have a PS2.
But of the
God
games
damn.
you've played, which was your
I
favorite?
really haven't put significant time into anything that was exclusive.
Was
Shit.
it Grand Theft Auto, or was there something else?
I guess Vice City, but honestly, like that's just because it was GTA and I got to play it at all.
All right, good. So we
Damn,
got
why
one
do
vote
I-
for Vice City.
No, fuck
Why
no,
do
get
I
out of
feel
here.
so privileged all of a sudden, man? Like I realized out of all these conversations, like shit, I am the only one
Who had all
who
3?
really owned all these consoles and played a plethora.
Dude, hell
of...
no! I had an N64.
Yeah, man, I had
then
one console.
the only reason I have a PlayStation 1, I think I said this, is because one of Freeman, do you remember Ben? He was a year older than us. I remember because he had a bar mitzvah before everyone else did.
He didn't live in my part of town, did he?
He was pretty close to you. He was on like the side street, like.
Yeah, but I know exactly. He lives around the corner from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me his PS1 when like him and 3 other people were all buying PS2s, so all of them gave me PS1 games they didn't care about.
Oh damn.
Like I said, the only one I bought was Gundam Assault 2. Everything else was a PS1 and the games that I was given. But honestly, then I got the Xbox and I never owned a Sony thing until I bought my PS3 and played Bloodborne on the borrowed PS4. But I honestly have not enough opinion on this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the countdown again.
Oh, shit.
And
I mean, we both have very different games. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah, it's not
Well, then you'll have to convince me, huh? Huh?
Right.
Yeah,
what
I'll be
a
the
twist.
tiebreaker, man. Anyway.
What a twist.
What a twist. 3, 2, 1, go.
Persona 4.
God of War 1.
Wow! Jesus,
These
I'm
very
just gonna
different
give it
games.
to
I told
Friedman
you.
because fucking Tyler can't be right with God of War 1.
Wow! Wow, you fight my
I'm
case.
kidding.
So I mean, obviously very different genres.
Yes.
Our first one was between party games, and last week's was between 2 games in the same series. But we both experienced the PS2 at different times and for different reasons. I played mine after the fact. Like once I got a PS3 that was backwards compatible, I went back and played all these games. But you played a lot of them as they were coming out.
Yeah.
Like, did you play God of War when it came out?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess Persona 4 had like just been out for like a year or 2 when I got it, but that was, I don't know, man.
That's
it was
irrelevant,
like the
though. As
console
long as the
dip- a
first
weird
time you played
RPG.
it was on that console.
Yeah, like you still experience the console just in a different way.
All right,
I
I'm
know,
gonna
but
start a timer for a minute and a half, and both of you are gonna get a minute and a half.
To explain why it's the best.
Yes, to explain why it should go to your game.
I don't think either of us are gonna win this.
Well, I don't give a fuck. It's my show.
They're both very
They're
valid
both good
choices.
games.
both
They're just
very
different
good.
genres.
It's a question of which is 1 and which is 2. All right, who wants to go first?
No, I'll go first.
All right,
All right,
Tyler,
go
ready?
ahead.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So God of War, it's just a solid game. Like it kind of took a different approach to like the hack and slash kind of way. Like it combined like a lot of hack and slash elements with puzzle solving. Really enjoyed it. And then what else did it have? The way David Jaffe kind of took an existing lore and then kind of tailored his own story to it, I just think it's fantastic. And to me, it just became like an instant classic that anyone who has gone through and experienced Greek mythology, Greek lore could really appreciate it. And not only that, but like especially if you've gotten into Greek lore, then you'll be very appreciative of the game as a whole. And that kind of tacks on like a whole different layer of the game that makes a person appreciate it a lot more if they took the time and did research. And that's my reason.
You still have 30 seconds left.
Do I?
Yeah.
Kratos is a badass. There's a lot of blood. You fight a lot of shit. Yeah.
20 seconds.
It's just a game. Like it's just a timeless story, right? Of like, and it like really emphasizes like a Greek tragedy of sorts, except it's just a lot more violent.
All right. Took a minute 20. Nice.
Yeah, man. I don't got a lot.
Ready
say
to go,
about it.
Freeman?
Yeah, I'll go. So everyone talks about PS2
Wait,
being.
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna give you a countdown. Like I did.
Oh, I didn't realize you were. Go ahead.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
So people always talk about PS2 being the golden era for JRPGs, and Persona 4 is kind of the embodiment of refinement. Persona 3 was a cool game. It had a lot of neat concepts about you taking control of a kind of character that you could project yourself on, kind of self-insert character, and being yourself in a dating sim that also happened to be a dungeon-crawling RPG that had good gameplay mechanics. But there were its flaws. When 4 came out, they found a way to take everything that was good about 3, including gameplay and just the general structure, and they framed it around a good story with likable characters. In addition to that, the production quality was like pretty top notch. Like there was way more voice acting in this game than I expected to see in a PS2 RPG. It was fun. I love the characters. Everything about it was really memorable. There's a reason this ended up becoming its own multimedia franchise based around just Persona 4. this didn't even take a minute to describe it. This
You still
game
have, yeah,
has
30
enough.
seconds.
It has enough depth that you want to replay it. This is a 90-hour minimum playthrough, and there's incentives to play through it 2 to 3 times. This is the kind of game that I will go back and I will always remember it because I still want to play it now.
All right, and you came
There.
in at 20 seconds left. So I'm going to weigh in. I'm going to weigh in and explain why I think one of these two should win, and we'll see what you guys think. So I think I have to give it to Persona because
I'm surprised.
God of War would probably win if we were talking about the best IP. But Freeman, the fact that you started off talking about how it's kind of this ultimate refinement of an already good game, it's not exactly a fair comparison, but when you're talking about the qualitatively best game, there definitely were issues. Like the fact that my first memory of God of War 1, the only one besides the fight against Ares at the end that stuck with me all these years, nothing against what you said, Tyler, but the only memory that stuck with me besides that fight and the story was that moment, that nail-bitingly frustrating bit for me personally to get out of Hades.
Or get out of Hades.
The underworld. And while I'm trying not to hold that against the game, I can't imagine I'm the only one who had frustrating bits with that game. Like that fight against Ares was so hard that it takes a lot of tries and you get tired of that shit. Like it should be hard, but it took me 3 hours and then I still left the PlayStation on overnight because I just couldn't beat one of his forms. I couldn't do it. And I know this is a lot of personal bias, but then to hear Friedman talk about how, well, Persona 3 was good, but it had problems, and then 4 took it and made it great, and 4 has spawned practically its own spin-off franchise, that to me sounds like 4 is qualitatively the best game for the console, which is kind of what we're going for, versus God of War 1. If you took like, did Persona 1 even come out on the PS2 or was it on the PlayStation?
No,
No,
1
it
and
was a
2
super
were on
old
PlayStation
game.
1.
Okay, so then God of War 1 would definitely win best starter game or best new IP. Like best out of the gate game. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
3 and
have
4
to,
are very different from 1 and 2. Like I wouldn't consider them the same game, but you are right. They are still part of the same IP.
I would have to say I think 4 should take it on the merit of pure quality. Like God of War is a really strong and compelling 8.25, whereas Persona 4 sounds like a really, really strong just 9.5, just solid.
Yeah. No, it's a good game. Like, there's a lot of things about it that make it really good. Like Freeman said, like especially it really, like for me, what really does it, if I were to play it again, it would be solely for the interaction that you have like with your friends, because they make it so meaningful.
They really
Right?
do.
Like it really does. Like the way it integrates into the gameplay and how it makes you care about the other characters is like a different kind of depth, right? They're something else other than side characters, right? Like they're important to you,
Yeah.
not just like in the story, but like they make you a better person, like in general. And I really like that. I really enjoyed that about what I played in Persona 4, and I played like, I don't know, 20 or 30 hours of it, which was just enough for me to
That's
get
just
the
enough to
idea of the game.
Yeah, enough to get your feet wet to know what all the deal is about, but also at the same time judge whether you kind of like it or not.
Yeah. So I could totally see that. And like Freeman said also, they did have a bunch of spin-offs and remakes and yada yada yada.
All right, so I think we can say Persona 4 wins.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your second place, Tyler? Real quick.
Oh shit, my second place, Snake Eater.
Oh shit, I was going
It's
to say
actually
Kingdom
a
Hearts 1,
close-
but you're right. I'm not sure.
It's close. It's a close tie between Snake Eater and 10. Final Fantasy 10.
All right, mine's close
I
between
think you
Snake
guys
Eater
would
and
have to.
Kingdom Hearts.
We can't go down this hole because you guys would both be like, "Oh, we finally got to the 20th best game, and we finally have most."
No.
Games.
I'm only picking 3.
No, we're just doing the 3 because.
Yeah.
Oh
they're
yeah,
all
we
good.
have kind of done that with everything else. All right.
Yeah, we've done the backups at least.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yeah. At
Okay.
least the backups. Mine is definitely Snake Eater and Final Fantasy 10. Really, in no particular order. Maybe 10 a little bit more than Snake Eater.
Man,
Yeah.
it speaks to the quality of the games though that you guys have almost completely different lists.
Yeah, right. There are a lot of good games for PS2. There's something in a genre for everyone.
But anyway, to wrap this thing up, we don't have any Q&A. We don't have any follow-up to Best Xbox. Other than I wish we still could play a bunch of those games.
Someone
but,
commented first. That was about it. That was the only thing I saw.
Not much. But
First comment.
upcoming week, same for all of us.
Yep.
Thursday to Sunday, my girlfriend and I, Val and I, are going home to New Jersey on tomorrow night, actually.
Yeah.
Getting the squad back together.
Yeah, getting the squad back together to go into the woods to do cabin camping from Thursday to Sunday. And then Monday, Val and I are coming right back out here, and I'm back to work on Tuesday. So right in time for the podcast again.
Yep.
But we're going to be in the woods for 3 days, which is really, actually 4 days, really. Which is really freaking cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. This is going to be the closest I've ever felt to you guys. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're all doing. I don't know, are you guys doing anything in particular tomorrow?
Hell no, I'm going to work.
Going shopping to get another pair of shorts to wear on this camping trip.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's what I'm doing. I need to gas up my car and my dad's truck, make sure that's filled, and then go shopping for some snacks.
Yeah, because
super important.
Anyway, we can talk about this after we're finished. But
we're just that.
Thanks for listening this week, everybody, to the best PlayStation 2 game. This has been the TNT podcast, and we will catch you guys next week.
Yep, see ya.
With multi-platform, probably.